Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to Stone Stadium, a packed Stone Stadium as #1 Clemson travels down I-26 to take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. I'm JP Barry here for SGTV. He's Zander Collins, and today it really needs no introduction, Zander, but we're going to try our best anyways.
Absolutely.
It's two great rivals, two teams with a lot on the line early on in the season, and teams with kind of opposite ends of, I think, the expectation pattern as Clemson defending national champions #1. But, Zander, South Carolina's gotten off to a better start through 2 games, but there is a bit of a sour taste from the second game.
Yeah, definitely not ideal results, drawing 2-2 with North Florida last week. But like you said, it's a big matchup. Start of the Palmetto series here. Should be a good one. Clemson national champions defending their title, hopefully this season for them. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, and that title, Clemson's 4th overall. They also won in 2021, 1987, and 1984. This most recent run for Clemson was, however, their most dominant, I think. They went 15-3-5. They didn't allow a goal in the NCAA tournament until the championship game.
It was a penalty.
When they faced off against Notre Dame, an all-ACC final. Although it was a little bit of a rocky road in ACC play, they went just 4-2-2, had to kind of run the table, had some killer games against Duke and UNC in that ACC tournament, and that was really where I think they found their stride. One of the best offensive teams in the country a season ago, scoring 60 goals in just 23 games, plus 41 goal differential. They were just clobbering teams, but of course with the new alignment of the ACC, Clemson has a couple more contenders to that throne. Of course, with Stanford, Southern Methodist, and Cal joining over. Stanford, of course, I think maybe the most prevalent of soccer brands in that new conference alignment. But as we're about to get the national anthem and starters introduced here, PA announcer going off. I mean, both teams getting excited. We've seen warm-ups. Start got delayed a little bit because Clemson showed up a little bit late, fashionably late, as they arrived in all their suits and glamour. But the Gamecocks with the white kits, with garnet numbers, black trim around them, and Clemson with new jerseys this year. Perhaps as our internet cord seems to have fallen, this game means a lot, of course, to South Carolina. Clemson leads the all-time series 34-17-1, the one tie being back in 2000. The Gamecocks' last victory in this series was 2014, which was a 2-1 win in overtime.
Close one.
And it's just been a hot minute since the Gamecocks, of course, have taken down the #1 team in the country. So we have a lot on the line here for a Carolina team that, coming into this year, picked to finish 6th in the Sun Belt. But it's a tough Sun Belt with some very good teams on top. We'll kind of delve into the starters here as these two teams just get kind of ready. We're about 4 minutes here from the start. Starting for South Carolina in net, you have #1 Philip Vistier, who started the first 2 games. For your defense, you have #2 Andrew Goldsworthy, #3 Gabriel Atienza, #4 Junior St. Just, #5 William Nielsen, a new name to the starting lineup. #6, starting off your midfielders, you got Micah Habel. #10, Ethan Ballack, perhaps South Carolina's best player through 2 games so far, at least in terms of statistical value, but his impact has been felt all across the field. #12, Sebastian Revitlow. #13, Jonah Begar. #15, Alejandro Velazquez Lopez. And then your forward, #23, Harrison Myring, a goal scorer against the Ospreys.
In between the sticks tonight for the Clemson Tigers is Joseph Andema. #2, Lucas Magnuson, followed with #3, Adam Lundegaard, #6, Joran Gerbet, #9, Tyler Trimnell, #11, Misei Yoshizawa, transfer from Virginia Tech, #14, Titus Sandy Jr., Alex Minard, Ransford Gian, Remy Olakunlola, and #33, Arthur Duquesne.
Yeah, and then Dama, pitched a shutout in Clemson's one and only game they've played so far this year, a 3-0 victory over
3
Penn
saves
State
in that game for him.
From the Big Ten Conference. And the two teams are, heading towards the center circle, accompanied by the officials. It is a packed crowd. We don't quite get, attendance estimates, at least this early. But, I mean, considering what we've seen from the Winthrop and the North Florida games, it looks like a full house. We haven't even started yet. I mean, people were filing in here before, an hour before start time, even before it got delayed, as the, PAs getting everybody. I mean, it's standing room only. Got people wrapped around the entire stadium over there towards the facility, and
line was well down the block.
Yeah, South Carolina's, kind of pulled out all the stops. You have a towel, a T-shirt giveaway, and posters. We're going to take a break.
Double points on the Cockpit app as well.
We're going to take a break here for the national anthem. We'll come to you afterwards for the action tonight. And we are back here after the national anthem and, getting kind of refocused on this game itself. Clemson coming into this year, head coach Mike Noonan is in year 15, fifth most amongst active Division I coaches in terms of wins with 393. Clemson, a great team a year ago. They do return a nice production of players with all the ACC players, Joran Gerbey and Nathan Richmond, but they also hit the recruiting trail hard, the transfer portal hard. They brought in National Player of the Year, Ransford Guion from Ghana, 5'4", speedster, as we can see him down there, number 20. This is going to be a highly anticipated matchup, of course, across the country is the Sun Belt and the ACC. In terms of teams in the top 25, they're number 1 and number 2. The Sun Belt actually is only second to the ACC in terms of teams with ranked squads as Kentucky jumped into the top 25. The Gamecocks with the win here, of course, I think would be big contenders, to jump from unranked into that top 25.
Absolutely. As you mentioned earlier, the new ACC alignment with some of those new teams coming in means that this is a big game for Clemson. Next up on their schedule is number 13, Stanford. So they're definitely going to want to win this one to get some momentum going into that one.
Yeah, and Stanford, they dropped 8 spots in that top 25 after just kind of a lackadaisical start to the season. But, the coaches' poll is always very volatile early on. Notre Dame tied somebody and dropped from second to unranked. So, wait for the RPI to come out. Maybe let the numbers tell the story. But the numbers do tell the story of this rivalry. As Clemson won last year 2-0 in Clemson. Now they're going to look to return the favor down here. South Carolina looking to snap the streak. Something that Gamecock teams have not really been adept at doing over the last couple of years. Maybe men's soccer can flip the script for this 2024-25 athletic season for South Carolina sports, and we'll see as things go on here. Starting lineups getting announced for both teams, and after that we will get underway. William Nielsen, someone I'm very interested in, the Sweden man getting the start here, along with Micah Habel from Germany. I think the biggest, actually, in terms of player versus player, is going to be Ethan Ballack versus Misei Yoshizawa. Both players played at Virginia Tech a season ago, and they both transferred to Clemson and South Carolina. And so, Yoshizawa scored a goal in the win over Penn State. Ethan Ballack, perhaps South Carolina's best player so far, after a tremendous performance against Winthrop and an assist generating a goal against North Florida. And we're just ready to get underway here. Time got a little away from the warm-ups, and as that people kind of take a bit. But, just excited to get underway here.
Yeah, Micah Habel going to be a very big part of this game if the Gamecocks are going to pull off an upset. In that first game against Winthrop, 2 goals and an assist, and as JP said, an assist last game against North Florida. He's had a very hot start to the season, hoping to continue that.
Handshakes underway there, with both teams and the officials, both teams sprinting off to their own sides. Clemson will be moving from left to right in this first half. Gamecocks moving from right to left. And we are about to get underway here. The intro video playing over the loudspeakers, Sandstorm getting ready to just generate a raucous environment here at Stone Stadium. There is just not a barren seat to be found. I think here in Columbia, both teams huddling up, getting ready. We saw against North Florida with Sebastian Revenlow, who was really kind of the emotional leader of this team, gave an empowered speech, and it led to a goal almost immediately after. And I feel like the less we speak on the result of that game, the better, because that was just a real go thing. South Carolina is going to be, you got to be like a goldfish, you're going to have a short memory, especially when you're going into a game versus not only your big rival from in-state, from right up the road, but against the number 1 team in the country, defending national champs. I think South Carolina's ready.
They look ready.
To our knowledge, despite it being an absolute scorcher of a night, no hydration breaks. But the players will be sure to get as much water as they can. You got Micah Habel and Harrison Meyering, just getting the last bit of water they can. The refs getting loosened up. They're going to have to do a lot of running. As both teams are going to be taking at the center circle. Sandstorm is now coming into play. And Cocky is getting this crowd on its feet. They handed out towels, like I said, in the pregame. Clemson will start with possession. It is going to be number 20, Ransford Guion, getting things started for the Clemson Tigers. And with that whistle, we are underway here from Stone Stadium. The first half between number 1 Clemson and South Carolina underway. And Clemson's going to immediately get the start with a deep kick down into the box, but it's played out well by Goldsworthy, headed very well though by Clemson. And we have a volley going on between both teams.
How many in a row?
And finally, it is played down by the Tigers. They got it on the right wing. They're going to kick it down into the box, trying to play it in, and Goldsworthy with the header. He tries to get it out of play, and he's able to get it to Hable, who can get it up to Alejandro Velasquez-Lopez. Lopez moves it up to Balick. Balick's got room, and he's moving up that left wing, looking for a man. They're going to slow it down, let people go. He's going to pass it over to Harrison Meyering on the left flank. Meyering surveying. He's got 2 Tigers in front of him. He's going to try and swing it all the way to Junior St. Just, but a nice header away from Clemson to keep it out.
There from Revan Lowe.
But Revan Lowe was able to keep it in before Clemson ultimately punted this all the way down to Viztier, who's going to play it up to Jonah Bigar. And Bigar had an expanded role against North Florida. He was really kind of the primary throw-in guy for Clemson, or for South Carolina, played on that back line a lot. He was setting things up. It worked well in the first half, but it kind of went disastrously in the second half. But we have a nice pass down there to Meyering, who tried to get it back to Balick, but it was intercepted by a Tiger, and they'll pass it out of bounds. That was intended for number 11, Misei Yoshizawa, the goal scorer against Penn State. So possession will go to South Carolina, and it's going to be Jonah Bigar on that throw-in from the Clemson attacking third. And he's going to throw it in. He's just going to get it down to Ethan
Perhaps that
Balick.
sandstorm put a little bit of fear into those Tigers.
Yeah, you know, he's got a little juice behind the team. Bigar just kind of playing it back. He's got it down to Goldsworthy. He'll send it on over to Atienza. Excuse me, that was William Nielsen. Viztier now just kind of surveying. Gian is really looking active on defense so far. It's both teams feeling each other out in the early stages of this game. Junior St. Just trying to dribble by, and they'll call him for a foul. Got a little handsy there, and the Gamecock fans here don't really like it, but I think that was a good call. So that's something South Carolina really has to take control of. I think the fouls against North Florida really started to get out of control, and it hampered some great opportunities and gave possession back to the Ospreys as they were fighting to get back into that game, and they did. That one got hit out of the touch line, and possession will kind of stall for Clemson. They'll throw it in. It's going to be number 30, Remy Okunlola.
Despite the amount of fouls that they've been issuing, Gamecock's been pretty disciplined. Only 1 yellow card so far this season in that opener against Winthrop. Hopefully they can keep that up.
Yeah, as Clemson on the throw-in, they're going to retain possession. They're just kind of walking it down, getting it over to that left flank, and they'll play it back around the horn, trying to set things up. That's a almost disastrous pass back. Harrison Meyering hounding the back line of Clemson. They're getting it down to Mishizawa, who's trying to get past the Gamecocks, and they'll call for a foul. It was number 6 for South Carolina, Micah Hable, who thought he almost got away with a trip.
Hokey on hokey there.
Yeah, no love lost between Yoshizawa and Hable. But, yeah, we're getting some drawing back and forth between the refs and the players. But we'll get a free kick here about from the right wing, about, 25, 30 feet out.
Yep.
It's looking like it'll be for the Clemson, number 6, Yoran Gerbet, who will take it. He's also got Mishizawa back there.
First team ACC last season. He's hoping to have another great one this year.
Yeah, the Frenchman, he's going to kick it on, looking for the curl, and it's played by Bigar wide of the net. Good play there by Bigar to kind of step up and just direct that one out of harm's way.
When you're in that position, you just got to get it out. There's no room for error in that position where Bigar was. Great play by him.
Absolutely, and then he'll get it down into the corner for Clemson. They'll attempt the corner kick. It's going to be Yoshizawa on it. And Clemson, a team very prolific at corner kicks last season. They're going to try and go for the header, and it's headed away by Carolina. Trying to get over to it is Nielsen, and he will not win the race. It's played out by Clemson. But possession will go to the Gamecocks, and here's about 4 minutes have passed. And both teams, really starting to figure out how's the other playing tonight. Clemson, a very strict style. They've played the same way for the last however many years, and South
15
Carolina.
years with.
Yeah, South Carolina is just starting to find themselves with the new system by Coach and they're going to go for the throw in here. And they'll try for a long one up towards center circle, and it'll be kind of headed out of play, and possession will stay with South Carolina. So they moved up a little bit there. It was a battle of field position, and they'll move the throw in all the way up to about midfield, and it'll be Nielsen again on the throw in, and he's going to try and just get it down to Ethan Balick, and he does. Ballack over there in front of the graveyard
Ballack
shift sign.
wins one.
He's taken down. It'll be a foul against the Tigers. That'll move the ball up even further. So, small chunks of yardage.
Take what you can get.
Absolutely. Now, South Carolina trying not to get sloppy on passes there. It almost led to a breakaway chance for Clemson. Now they'll just punt it all the way down there, and Clemson's going to come away with it. They'll play it back to their
Ballack's going to be
goaltender.
offside.
Yeah, and they'll call an offside on Ethan Ballack.
Bit of a nervy start from both teams. They can sense that it's such a big matchup.
Absolutely, and they're just really feeling each other out. Yeah, hopefully we don't see what we saw on Sunday with North Florida just passing it back and forth incessantly for over 90% of the game. So there's a great play by Yoshizawa to keep it in. And they'll try the through pass to Gain, and it'll be left out for Clemson. They'll shoot on it. It's a great save by Vistier. Vistier came out of the goal box to make a play on it. The sliding tackle knocked the ball away. And just what a play there. And that's something you need to see out of your goalkeeper, especially after the rough final 10 minutes against the Ospreys. Your defense is kind of, on its heels, and Clemson's talent generates a chance, and he comes out there and he just, hey, fireman on call, baby.
He's had a
Snuffing out
huge
the
role
chances.
this season. Huge role as a freshman. That's the play you need him to make there.
And that ball is skied out of play towards the bushes. So it'll come back, I think, to South Carolina's possession all the way down on the left flank. They're going to bring it up. It'll be a throw-in, I believe, for the Gamecocks. It'll be Andrew Goldsworthy taking it. He's walking it all the way down to that right flank, or that left flank, excuse me. Gamecocks going right to left, Clemson going left to right. In this first half, and they're going to throw it in all the way down there, and that one will be headed straight up into the air. It's going to be Yoshizawa trying to make a play on it, but the Gamecocks get to it. And then
foul by Nielsen.
Yeah, foul by Nielsen. I think they got him there trying to box out, get underneath somebody who was jumping up for Clemson. And so, that's what the early stages of this game have been like. You get a little bit of possession, and then there's a foul. And it'll turn position right back over to the other team. So it's been there's not been much room for, I think, like a nice flow to develop. But we'll get into that, especially if Clemson can play this like they want to, as we have a whistle and a down to Tiger. And the crowd does not exactly like it.
It's going to be Lundegaard.
Yeah, Lundegaard went down, the team captain for Clemson. And they'll just, start setting it up with their back end. So early on, it's just been, Clemson, I think, has definitely seemed like they're the number one team in the country. But South Carolina, to give their credit, outside of that one chance, so far through about 8 minutes of play, they haven't relented anything. And they're playing a lot like they would against somebody like North Florida or Winthrop. Their defense is very up. Their back end is really towards maybe that middle third or that middle half of their own zone or side of the field. They're playing their front end defenders way up. As that one will get knocked out of the touchline. It'll be thrown in by Clemson. They're going to try and jockey for position, and they'll turn it over back to Carolina. It'll be Begard for the throw-in. So there's a good play by Carolina's defense to wrestle possession back. Now it'll be Begard. He's looking, surveying his options on the throw-in. He'll try to serve it all the way up to Myring as he's able to come away with it, but he'll lose possession and kind of beg for a foul. And they were a little handsy there on that, I think, around the midline.
On the overlap.
Yeah, Clemson is, they're starting to push the pace as they're going to come down to that right flank. And a great sliding tackle by South Carolina. That was Goldsworthy coming away with it. Junior St. Jude's defending. And it'll go to a corner for Clemson. But, hey, what a play there by Goldsworthy. We've seen that a lot out of him, especially last time out. He was outstanding defensively. That was, Clemson coming down to that left flank. They got into the box, setting up a great chance on the centering pass. And they just weren't really able to find anything other than Goldsworthy's leg. So a corner kick coming from the Clemson Tigers. It was, nice one misdirection there. They ran at it, barely tapped it to the guy right next to him as he took possession of it. Now Clemson starting to set up their offense. They're really stacking the top line of the box, but they're working
a lot of pressure on that back line of the Gamecocks.
Yeah, they're working that left flank, and there was a shot on goal by number 20, or excuse me, number 20, Ransford Guillen, and then Vistier with the great save. It didn't seem like that dangerous of a chance, but a guy like Guillen with his speed and his ability to just change direction and stop and start.
Very low center of gravity. He's standing at about 5'4".
Yeah, the low man wins. I think that's universal across all sports. Clemson's going to try to play it in the box, and it's going to be sent out of there by a Gamecock chest. So South Carolina, at least for right now, they're doing a good job of stopping those entry passes down into some high danger areas as Clemson's just going to keep trying to play it around. They're really liking to work that left flank as we've seen teams favor certain sides. That's Guillen coming in again, and a great play there to knock it away. I think that's Nielsen. I thought or Hable, and Hable will kick it all the way down. He's got Harrison Myring who's going to try and play it back, and he does to Sebastian Revenlow. Revenlow's going to send it all the way down, and
too far.
Just a little bit too far. He had Myring coming out, but Myring I think would have been offsides.
And Damo on the ball here, instrumental in their national championship run last year, the Clemson Tigers. As we mentioned earlier, didn't concede a goal in the tournament until the 89th minute of the final.
Yeah, which, I mean, high-pressure situations. Harrison Myrie comes away with it. He's going to play it up to Ethan Ballack. Ballack has it left flank. He's going to survey. He's got a Tiger in front of him. Ballack trying to make a man move. And he's going to play it back towards Alejandro Velasquez-Lopez, who will send it to Jonah Begar up at the midline, who will play it over to center, the center circle, Goldsworthy. Goldsworthy moves it to Nielsen. Nielsen down to St. Just. And Juice, we know, has not just the leg, but the ability to get by
side.
guys. And he tried to play it down for Harrison Myring, and it was a good try. And then Ballack kind of intercepts the pass from Myring, and they'll get it over to Velasquez-Lopez. Lopez surveying. He's going to kick it on, and it's going to be a save by Ndema. So, you know.
I think it took a deflection on the way in.
It did. You know, Ndema had to adjust his positioning. He started a lot up, and then he had to just kind of dive at it. Great chance generated by South Carolina. I think, you know, those are the players that you're really going to need. It's going to be Myring, it's going to be Velasquez-Lopez, and it's going to be Ethan Ballack. As Clemson's now going to try and get out and run, but they're going to send it all the way down, and Goldsworthy will come to it and just kind of kick it away. Clemson will retain possession, though, as it'll be Guillen. Guillen coming in. Sebastian Revenlow cuts him off and then takes a ball right off the head from, I believe that was Nielsen trying to clear it out. It'll be a throw-in from Clemson all the way on that far side underneath the Bowling family scoreboard. 33 minutes here to go in this first half. And Clemson playing it down, and a great move there. As you know, Clemson's ball carriers are really they're commanding two Gamecocks at once. And we'll see how much South Carolina can kind of keep up with this. They're going to play it down to Mishizawa on the right wing. Mishizawa, he's going to shoot it on, and it's going to be over the net. Vistier came out, and he looked like he was ready for that one. But a great play there by South Carolina to kind of restrict Mishizawa from getting a more dangerous chance. He tried to kick that all over to Gamecocks. Just put a little bit too much on it, just kept carrying.
Vistier looking for his first clean sheet of the season after conceding one against Winthrop in that thrashing, and then two last week against North Florida.
Yeah, that Winthrop one was tough. There's really not much you could do. There was like a second and a third chance by the Eagles, and they were able to just kind of find the back of the net. As you know, Clemson's playing really up on this one, and it is, you know, it makes a lot of sense because this is a very talented team. Of course, South Carolina plays in a tough conference, but they're not going to find anything quite like this the rest of the way. For South Carolina, of course, they turned the ball over there in the Clemson attacking third. They're going to try to get out and run it. This one is a deep pass, but Revenlow cuts it off, gets it up to Hable, and Hable plays it away from Yoshizawa. Gets over to Revenlow, back to Hable. Hable plays it to Atienza. Revenlow back to Atienza, but then it was almost a turnover for South Carolina in their own zone, which would have been brutal. Begar has it now. He'll kick it all the way down, and he's got Myring. Myring with it now. One-on-one in the back end. He's got trailers as well. He'll shoot it on, and it curls over the net. Out of play.
Nerves are settling for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, they're starting
a few chances in the last couple minutes.
And they're starting to find themselves. They're playing in that Clemson attacking third a lot more. And man, you know, people are still streaming in here. We got standing room only looping all the way around Stone Stadium.
Everywhere.
I mean, people are leaning on the railings. They're packed in like sardines. I mean, this is it has to be a historic crowd. They're the second most in program history for the Winthrop game. So number one Clemson on a Friday night, you think we could, maybe break a few records. But Clemson has it now. They're going to play it up. But there's a great play by Begar to kind of break it up. And Velasquez-Lopez is going to retain it for Carolina as he'll evade Yoshizawa, who's been really active. Him and Guillen have been really active in this game. For Clemson, and there's a turnover by South Carolina. They'll get it to Mishizawa. Mishizawa tries to get it down to Guillen, and Hable's going to come away with it. So, you know, both teams now starting to press a little bit. I think they're trying to make some stuff happen. As St. Just with a great defensive play as he wrestles away, and he gets it up to Ballack. Ballack has Myring as well as Alejandro Velasquez-Lopez, but he'll play it safe and get it back to Begar. Begar has Micah Hable up here on the left wing. Hable misplays it and is unable to keep it in possession.
Hable's been very, very busy on the defensive side of the ball, just kind of staying on the back of whoever is on this right side for Clemson, just kind of being a pest on their back, not letting them turn.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've said his name a lot. And that is a
That was a horrid tackle.
yeah, that's going to be a foul on Carolina.
He's lucky to get away with nothing there.
Yeah, that was just brutal. I mean, I don't think there was really any intent behind that, but
He's just a little bit late.
yeah, it was a little bit late. They got tangled up. Physical play. 30 minutes and 10 seconds here. This clock will stop. It's nothing here in Columbia, or as the Brits would call it, 0-0. As they're going to try, they're making amends out there. I believe that was Atienza who got kind of tangled up. No hard feelings, despite these two being pretty big rivals, as we've incessantly told you on this broadcast. Of course, if you're just now joining us, this is a radio-style broadcast, so our camera angle is positioned towards us. So if you're sick of looking at us, you can at least listen to us, I reckon. But now Clemson coming away with it. They have it at center circle. And they'll play it up to Mishizawa, who has Alejandro Velasquez-Lopez on him. And those are sending it back.
Gamecocks holding a very great defensive shape here, not allowing any time on the ball for these Clemson Tigers.
Absolutely not. And there's Hable coming away with it, and they're going to call a foul on him for breaking up.
Student section is angry at the ref for that one.
I just don't. And now they're milking it. And
It's part of the game, no?
Yeah, I suppose that would be Tyler Trimnell, writhing a little bit more than that play required, I think. But it'll be a free kick for Carolina. Takers, of course, for Clemson would
Squeaky
be.
wheel gets the oil.
That's true. Jorun Gabe and Yoshizawa out there for Clemson. And, you think they're good. It's a little bit farther. It's about 40, 45 feet. I think they're going to try and, like their first free kick where they tried to just send it down and get a header. But South Carolina played it well that time. We'll see if the added distance can favor the Gamecocks in getting possession back here. Well, they kind of played it funnily as Yoshizawa on a set play. He's going to get it down to Guillen. Guillen down, has it in the box. He's going to try for a centering pass. And it's a great block by Junior St. Just. Just was just in the best position possible, and he was able to play it perfectly. He sent it over to Nielsen, and Nielsen rocketed it out of play. 28-39 and counting to go here in Columbia. 0-0 Carolina versus Clemson. Clemson still with possession. They're going to try and play it down. Yoshizawa has it left wing, but coming away with it is the Gamecocks, and it's going to be sent all the way down there near the lights. It almost hit a photographer. But possession will go to the Gamecocks. Excuse me, possession stays with Clemson. I got the flags a little confused there. But Clemson's coming away with it, and they're going to play it around. Mishizawa is just being hounded by Revenlow and Lopez. Begar is going to play it off the foot of Mishizawa out of the touch line, and it will be South Carolina possession with 27:56 to go here. It's been a fast first half so far. They'll get it up to Harrison Meyering, who's just surrounded by Tigers, and coming away with it, of course, is Clemson. They're going to get it up to Guillen. Revenlow took a tumble, so Clemson maybe with an opportunity here to press, but Revenlow is able to get back. They're really favoring that left flank. They're going to try and speed pass, centering pass attempt, but it's Atienza who's going to play it up to Junior St. Just. And as we know, Junior St. Just has that boot, and he sends it up to
Gamecocks just have so many people in the box anytime Clemson's able to attack, keeping a very strong defensive shape.
Absolutely.
Crosses are going nowhere for Clemson.
And, the one time we kind of saw it fall apart was when Clemson ran that set play out of the free kick where they kind of faked the motion and then had two guys coming free that right flank, and the centering pass was just broken up beautifully by Junior St. Just. But Clemson's now going to try something, and in comes
Goldsworthy.
It's Goldsworthy again. And now South Carolina.
That's what he does.
That he does. I mean, he's been one of the premier defenders, I would say, in the country so far early on in this 2024 campaign. That one's going to be sent up towards about the midfield, and Harrison Meyering is going to come away with it before it's sent all the way down. And then
he's clattered.
Yeah, and, no call there. But Meyering is staying down. I might have taken a leg to the chest.
Wind out of him. Sorry.
Wind out of him is probably, what we're hoping for after, the game against North Florida really kind of derailed as the Gamecocks started to cramp up and leave that game. But Meyering is up, and the throw-in will be by Junior St. Just, who we've seen the leg of a lot. We haven't seen him much on these throw-ins. But 26 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the first half.
Apart from a 1-2 on that left side, St. Just has been pretty solid. Nothing getting by him, really.
Absolutely. I mean, him and Goldsworthy have been kind of, your ideal defenders so far this season. But Clemson comes away with it off the throw-in. It's Guillen, the primary ball holder, but he's going to get it all the way over to that left wing. And Clemson now pressing in the South Carolina attacking third. They've got number 30, Remy Okunlola on the right wing. Okunlola looking for Yoshizawa, gets it down to him, but he's surrounded by Gamecocks, Jonah Bagar playing him tough. They get down to Gian. Gian plays it to Yoshizawa, who's going to try and keep it in, but a great play there.
Who else?
Yep.
Andrew Goldsworthy.
Andrew Goldsworthy with a miraculous play there to get it away from Gian and Yoshizawa. And that one will be headed out of bounds and possession.
It's the first time the Gamecocks have had the ball outside of their half in a couple minutes. They're hoping to keep possession and put some work in on this back line for Clemson.
Yeah, as we're hitting about 25 minutes to go here in the first half. On the throw-in for the Gamecocks, it'll be number 6, Micah Habel. And actually, no, he'll just toss it on over to Jonah Bagar. So Bagar surveying. He's got Ethan Ballack out there, of course. He's been the target of a lot of throw-ins, but they're going to get down to Myring, who's going to body it out to Lopez. Myring's big frame is allowing him to win a lot of those kind of contested plays down there.
It's going to be a throw-in for Clemson.
Yeah, it's played out of the touchline, and a quick throw-in by Clemson as they're going to try and catch South Carolina napping in transition. Doing good jobs not to get off sides, of course, as they're going to get it down. That left wing, once again, they're going to try and speed through the Carolina formation. Centering pass is played away by Nielsen.
These cutbacks are just getting absolutely blocked by the Gamecocks. I don't think anyone has gotten through at least 2 players.
Yeah, and, South Carolina's players willing to sacrifice the body, I think, there.
Oh, definitely. In a matchup like this, absolutely.
Hitting the deck, knocking that away. As South Carolina will now get possession back. Clemson's defense is playing very up. I mean, you
Very
have
high line.
You have their you got your guys up here at the top of the box is Guillen and the big, tall number 9 Trimnell.
It's kind of forcing these long balls for South Carolina that aren't going anywhere, playing that high line.
Yeah, exactly, and you got to pressure them because you don't want to just pass it back and forth and risk a turnover, which we saw lead to a costly goal for North Florida on Sunday. As a tie up there between a Gamecock and a Tiger goes uncalled, but now it's played up to Trimnell, who, Jonah Bagar is all over, but Trimnell gets away from him.
Chop.
But then it's Micah Habel coming over and knocking the ball out of play to stunt the possession
Captain.
for Clemson. Yoshizawa is going to throw it in to Guillen. Guillen will play it back to Okunlola. Guillen.
Super talented player.
Yeah, I mean, this Clemson team is up, and you look up and down. They got Gatorade, insert state hero of the year, top player out of France, or, lots of transfers from good programs like Oregon State, Virginia Tech.
3 players from Ghana, interestingly enough.
Yeah, they're setting up that pipeline if this was NCAA. But
Absolutely.
now Clemson with some nice passing. But, it's once again, it's the experience of the South Carolina defense. So far, triumphing over the talent of the Clemson front line. But Clemson is going to retain possession. They're going to keep it in that attacking third. They'll play it over to number 6, Yoran Gerbet, the Frenchman.
As we're about halfway through this first half.
Yep, it's still 0-0 between the Carolina Gamecocks and the number 1 Clemson Tigers. As
A miscommunication there.
Yeah, Clemson passes to nobody, and the Buckeyes tier plays it harmlessly. The lights have come on here. The sun's starting to set.
But the temperature is not going down, is it?
Well, we might get some relief here in a little bit. But Vistier kicks it on up to Goldsworthy. And there's a nice play. They'll get it up to Ethan Ballack. Ballack looking for Junior St. Juice. They'll get it to him up about the Sunbelt logo at midfield. Plays it back towards the Gamecocks, as that was Nielsen. You got Nielsen, Goldsworthy, Bagar back here, along with Sebastian Revenlow. So South Carolina really protecting their back line. But now they get up to Atienza. Atienza looked for a through pass to Myring, but couldn't quite find the goal scorer to open things against North Florida. As they're going to get it down to Guillen.
Oh.
And now Clemson is going to be offside. Or they're not going to call it. I don't see the flag up. But Vistier makes the save nonetheless. It looked like Clemson might have been offsides there. But you never assume anything out there on the field because you know what assuming does. Vistier coming away with it. 21 minutes, 25 seconds left to go here in this first half. And Vistier's just going to boot it all the way towards the center circle. It'll miss the frame of Myring and leak all the way down to Clemson's end where they're back in.
Leaving a lot to do for Myring. He's been trying to occupy that center back partnership in the middle of the pitch. The through ball is not really getting to him though.
No, but when it has, it's set up some great chances for Carolina. As Clemson's going to play it down now. They're starting to slow things down. I think they're going to try and set some things up Of course, you have Okunlola and Yoshizawa on this right side, along with Guillen. And that left wing has been worked a lot. They get it down to Yoshizawa, but wow, what a play there by the Gamecocks. But he'll get it over to Okunlola. Okunlola has it on the right flank. In front of him is Micah Habel. Okunlola gets past Habel. He's in the goal box. But a great sliding tackle by Andrew Goldsworthy separates Okunlola from the ball. Clemson able to retain possession. They get down to Yoshizawa. Yoshizawa working on Bagar now. Yoshizawa puts it on, and it's headed away by by South Carolina. Then a follow-up chance by Guillen is deflected wide, and it'll be Junior St. Jude's bodying for control, and it'll go out of play. Clemson, however, with a quick throw-in to try and capitalize off this momentum they've generated as they're creeping up towards that South Carolina box. They've kind of broken the phalanx formation South Carolina had going on. A takedown there, and it's going to be a foul. And we're going to get some form of kick, as that was a foul in the box. I think they called that one on Bagar, as we've hit 20 minutes and 4 seconds to go here in this half.
Oh, it's a penalty.
It'll be a penalty kick. This could be a brutal turn of events for South Carolina. Well, if you're Vistier, this is your moment to make some money.
NIL deals coming after the save.
You know, on the penalty kick for Clemson, I think it's going to be Alex Meinhard. So Vistier versus Meinhard. This, you know, early onset of this game, nothing doing really for either team offensively. So if someone can get a goal here, it could change the complexion of the game. Meinhard surveying. Vistier, you know, he's standing in the box. He's standing in the
as big as possible here.
It's like he's trying to fend off a bear. Meinhard is just surveying. He's trying to get in the head. He shifts over to his left. He's shifting over his left. He comes on. He kicks. And Vistier with the save! Follow-up chance!
Oh.
And they score.
Huge save by Vistier. Unfortunately, it bounces right back out to Meinhard.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, that's a tough. Vistier guessed perfectly, dove to his right, made the save. And it just went right back to the leg of Meinhard, who was able to find the back of the net on the follow-up chance. 1-0 Clemson here with 20 minutes and 4 seconds to go.
It was coming for Clemson. Clemson kind of just pestering the back line with shots.
You could feel the defensive structure for South Carolina starting to break down a little bit, and that penalty was just kind of out of desperation. Meinhard, you know, that's a credit to Meinhard. That's why he's the captain of this Clemson team.
Absolutely.
You know, you shoot, you get a chance at a penalty kick in a big rivalry game. It gets blocked, but you follow your shot.
Showed great composure there.
And you know, you don't whiff and send it over the net or wide. You get the follow-up chance and you just bury it. But South Carolina now looking to find the equalizer in the final stages of this half. 20 minutes and 4 seconds to go, of course, is when the goal was scored. But, you know, we'll get back underway here.
Musa and Richmond coming on for Clemson. Two important players for them coming off of the bench. Hoping to do more of the same for the Tigers.
Absolutely. It's going to be
last 20 minutes.
It's going to be Meinhard, I think, subbing off, as well as Trimnell. So Clemson, that's the thing about Clemson. The depth for them is impressive. They can go, you know, as deep as they want in terms of their bench. They have 34 players. South Carolina doesn't really have that luxury. Under 20 minutes to go here in the first half, and man, this place erupted on the initial save. And now it feels like you could hear a pin drop. You know, the air has really been taken out.
Beautiful body feint by Velasquez Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez is going to send it on up to Junior St. Juice. Junior St. Juice has it on the right wing. And he's just not going to be able to turn that corner or get possession of it. He's still going to play it. Centering pass from Meyering. Scores! The game is tied. Harrison Meyering off the pass from Junior St. Juice. And the energy is back here at Stone Stadium.
Sandstorm starting up.
Oh, what a goal by Harrison Meyering. And what a play by Junior St. Juice not to give up on the play. He got possession.
Cutback.
He couldn't quite get the corner, so he just focused on bodying out the Clemson defender, getting position, and just the centering pass, seeing who he could find. And who else but Harrison Meyering, who played his heart out against North Florida, and he comes away with the tying goal. So after we went the first 25 minutes of this game with no goals, we have 2 goals in the span of about 30 seconds. And man, South Carolina, I mean, goal of the season, obviously, so far. But, you know, way to pick up your goalie visit here after he made an impossible save on a penalty kick against the best team in the country and got bad luck there. And you pick him up, and you're like, hey, we're back in this. It's tied.
Yes.
And, hey.
Meyering able to get his foot on it.
It's a new ball game. I mean, just what a play by Meyering.
Redirected into that side netting. What a goal.
And now, you know, things will get back underway here for Clemson. I mean, just, you know, Nothing has ever been needed more in the history of the world, I think, than that goal for the South Carolina Gamecocks men's soccer program. I mean, whew.
And to respond so quickly as well, that's got to boost the morale on the field.
I mean, you generate a great chance in the first place against this tough-to-crack Clemson defense. And Junior St. Juice, unsung hero, he does all the dirty work. And Vistier's going to come up and make a play off a errant Clemson pass. And so now the Gamecocks are going to sit back, and you got 19 minutes here to play with in this first half. And they'll send it on up for Junior St. Juice. Ethan Ballack, I think both of them kind of thought the other would go up for it, and neither of them did.
St. Juice, super important in this game as we talk about his defensive impact.
As that will be a foul on Atienza. So that's the one thing I think that's held back Carolina in this game. It's been kind of the undisciplined fouls that have given Clemson new life on possessions. As the Tigers will come away with it, they'll move it over to the right wing. It's number 14 on the field for Clemson. It's Titus Sandy Jr. And now this cacophony of bodies, and it's going to come away. It's going to be another foul on Carolina.
Things getting choppy out here.
Yeah, you know, the crowd is getting a little restless. Coach Annan is getting a little restless. They're going to get a free kick here. It'll be Titus Sandy Jr.
I think Revenlow's lucky to not get a talking to there. He came up kind of late.
Revenlow was, I think, steaming after that. I think it's the word of the day, as it is steaming up here. But it's all worth it for moments like that goal, as Junior St. Juice is hounding the Tiger there on the left wing. But Clemson's still coming away with it. They're going to just play it back and forth over there in front of the tent sit-up outside of the facility. And now Clemson playing it all the way back towards their back line. Shifting on over towards that right wing. They'll get it down to Okunlola. Okunlola has Micah Habel on him. As this has been a good battle so far, Okunlola against Micah Habel. Both have gotten the advantage, or, both have gotten the better of the other, I think, so far early on. But now, you got Yoshizawa there on that left flank as they rotate
gone over
him.
to that left.
Yeah, he started on the right, now he's back. And a great play there to wrestle it away for, I think that was Nielsen, as Myring coming away with the ball. He's playing like a man possessed. As there's a play up to Ethan Ballack. Ethan Ballack has it at the midline. He's coming away with possession, and he's going to stick with it. He'll play it down to Myring. But Yoshizawa with a great play there to wrestle away possession. He'll get over to Guillen, and Clemson's going to reset things here with about 17 minutes, 15 seconds to go in this first half. This game has really, I think, found its stride as both teams are now trying to get out of their shell. Guillen plays it over.
Ballack a little bit slow to get up.
Yeah, no, he's limping a little bit. That would be a tough blow. As now it's going to be down to some guys there. As there's Atienza to play it away from the box after a centering pass attempt for the Tigers, and this will give Ballack the chance to kind of get back and get composed as the throw in for Clemson over in that left corner of the field. They'll try to play. They'll play it into the box. It's going to be offsides.
Well, you talk about this Clemson star-studded lineup, being able to have Yoshizawa and Gian taking up those spaces in the half space in between the fullback and the center back, and just kind of forcing them to decide who to go out to. That's got to be difficult for the Gamecocks to deal with.
Yeah, and that was Wahab Musa, the highly touted recruit, who was offside for the Tigers. His possession will go back towards South Carolina. The clock is stopping here as Ethan Ballack is down. Or no, that's not. It's Gabriel Atienza. Atienza limping off. That's a strong start, I think, for him. And for a guy who had kind of shaky playing time, getting the start here for a big-time game against Clemson, he's played strong so far.
Just had a very important block.
Yes, he did. And subbing in for Atienza for the Gamecocks is going to be number 30, Gabe Nickerson, who was a huge part of that game against North Florida and really the Winthrop game. He's been he played a lot in those first two games. On the field, or on the pitch for South Carolina, you got Harrison Myring, Alejandro Velasquez-Lopez, Ethan Ballack, Gabe Nickerson, Sebastian Revenlow, Micah Habel, Andrew Nielsen, and Jonah Begar, as well as the venerated Andrew Goldsworthy.
He's been so good tonight. I think he has about 5 blocks. Just been super important in that back line from stopping Clemson from getting those crosses that they've been trying to get. All those cutbacks that they have from the wings, Goldsworthy's been very important in stopping those.
Absolutely, and now as both teams are making substitutions, and that's Guillen coming off the field for Clemson. So their spark plug, getting a little bit of a breather here before the half. Begar and Goldsworthy back here. Begar, of course, haunted by that pass on Sunday that led to North Florida's first goal, which opened the doors to that comeback that resulted in a draw Gamecocks have it up there at the midfield stripe. Ethan Ballack played for Junior St. Juice, but the ball was knocked down into the Carolinas' field of play.
It's going to be Will Kane coming in for Gian.
Yeah, and Will Kane, a very important part of this Clemson squad as well. You know, the fact is that they can go so deep. So many of those guys have played meaningful minutes for them, even if they're coming in, you know, third or fourth off the bench.
They're all ready to make an impact.
Absolutely, as that ball is skied up, and Harrison Meyering is going to come away with
Strong
it
turn.
off the box now. Harrison Meyering has it. He's going to put it on, and it's deflected up, and it hits the net from the right side. He missed it wide right. You know, the people here from this angle, you couldn't really tell if it was wide or true, and when they saw it hit the net, people kind of half got out of their seat, and then they noticed that
You see the ripple of the net. It just happened to be outside.
Yeah, you know, but hey, Harrison Meyering playing like a man possessed so far. It'll be a corner kick for Alejandro Velasquez-Lopez, who has taken, I believe, all of these for the Gamecocks.
It's a huge block by Watson.
Yes,
Clemson.
it was. Yeah, Watson.
He had two guys free in the box there on the cutback.
Yeah, and Demo was ready, but now Alejandro Velasquez-Lopez setting up in that corner kick. South Carolina stacking the box as they're going to try and get something set up. As Ethan Ballack moving outside. And then Ndema comes out and makes a play with his hand to knock it away. And we got a whistle. And it'll be a goal kick for Clemson.
Gives something for Ndema to do. Hasn't had much to do in this first half.
Yeah, outside of the outstanding play by Junior St. Juice to Harrison Meyering. But yeah, so Joseph Ndema, I mean, you know, on something like that corner kick where it's high and arcing through the air, being proactive like that, it's going to be really key for them as that pass is knocked down by Junior St. Juice. Micah Habel gets over to it, and now South Carolina getting out and running. It's Velasquez-Lopez. Lopez puts a screamer on, and Ndema makes the save. Oh, that one was, you know, Ndema, you know, if he had been a little bit more over to his right, that would have been a very dangerous play for him to try and make.
Hit the turf almost right as it got to him. Does well there to handle it.
Absolutely, and so he's had to really kind of wake up. As there's a slide tackle by South Carolina, Revenlow, and it went out of bounds, so it should, or went out of the, you know, went up past the touchline, so it should be a throw-in for Clemson, I believe it will be.
Yeah, he's not giving the foul there.
13:45 remaining here in the first half. 1-1 Clemson. For those just joining us, started off slow throughout the first 25 minutes, and then right as it hit like 20 minutes to go, Clemson got a penalty kick, saved, scored on the rebound, and then 30 seconds later, South Carolina got a deep pass and a great play to score the tying goal.
St. Juice to Meyering.
Yes. As that ball is knocked out of play, and possession will go back to Carolina. It'll be Jonah Begar on the throw-in. As Begar is surveying, the whistle blows. We are ready here. We've got about a little over 13 minutes to go in this first half. He's got Sebastian Revenlow, Velasquez-Lopez, Gabe Nickerson, Ethan Ballack, Harrison Meyering, of course, with his big body there. As Nickerson's going to come away with it, boxing away. And it'll be a foul on
well
Clemson.
To earn a foul there.
Yep, he does. And, you know, some 30-on-30 action as Okunlola and Nickerson were getting involved back there. But now South Carolina coming away with it. Begar sends it all the way over to Nielsen, and it's blocked away by, I believe that's Yoshizawa for Clemson. He didn't quite see where it went up to. And Clemson comes away with it here at the center circle. They'll play it all the way down. I think that's
good ball to Musa on the right side.
Wahab Musa coming away with it, but Jonah Begar is right on him, and that will get out of the touchline, and possession will go to the Gamecocks. So a great play, I think, there by Jonah Begar. Kind of cut him off, forced him back towards the sideline, and it'll be a great, you know, throw in here now for South Carolina. A little over 12 minutes to go in the half. That is going to be sent all the way towards the midfield line, and
is it going to be a foul throw?
No, it went out of bounds. So Clemson will get a throw in from the spot that South Carolina had one. It'll be Okunlola on it, and he'll throw it down. And there's, you know, Begar coming in hot. I don't think Clemson was really ready for that, and they'll get the foul.
Richmond wins one right at a few yards outside the D.
Yeah, Clemson's player just never really had his footing. I don't think he was really ready for the throw in, and Begar came in hot, and he was just stumbling the whole way. And he lost possession, and he kind of tripped over the ball. And I don't think we'll see the replay here.
Foul's going to be. It was on Richmond.
He didn't even touch him. The foul should be on the ball, if anything, or the blade of grass he tripped over, as that was tripping And falling over nothing was number 25, Nathan Richmond for the Tigers.
Richmond, huge part of their success last season, even getting drafted in last season's MLS draft, opting to stay with Clemson this season. Big player for them.
Yeah, and apologies for any language from a particular chant that the fan base here in Columbia just started going on as the free kick is headed away, and that will it'll be Nielsen knocking it all the way back towards the Clemson back line. So another good play there by South Carolina on one of those free kicks. And a Vistier coming away with another superb defensive place. It's plays like that really stand out about Vistier because, it's not a save. It's not going to go down in the stat book, but it's just a high IQ play.
He's been so impressive, especially at such a young age, freshman for South Carolina.
And that pass all the way down, and they'll call Clemson there for the foul, and possession will move up for South Carolina. Tony Annan is animated there on the sideline. He knows how much this win would mean for this club. We're a little over 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Gamecocks with possession. That's Nielsen, Goldsworthy, and Begar playing it back to Vistier and just hounding defense from Clemson. It's Mahab as Begar tries to get away with it, and he does. Begar dribbling it past. He gets it up to Ballack. Ballack has it, and he'll try to play it down the left wing for Myring. Myring, I think they weren't all on the same page there, but Ballack comes away with it. He gets it back to Myring. Myring has it. Up in the box. Myring has it.
Still.
He's just surveying. He gets it over to Junior St. Juice on that right wing. St. Juice fires, and it curls up and out over that top left of the goal. Man, that started off really well for South Carolina. It still ended with a pretty dangerous chance, but Myring just couldn't quite find the angle that he wanted to try and get a shot on. But, man, Harrison, Myring, Ethan Ballack they're wired tonight. So is Junior St. Juice. Back in for Carolina has been great. There's a diving play by Micah Habel to try and break up a through pass.
This 1-2 on that left side has been so dangerous for the Tigers, just kind of carving that right side of the defense many times this game. Yeah,
and now they'll move it into the South Carolina end of play. And there's a cross-field pass for Okunlola. Okunlola bringing it down as Velasquez Lopez will get over to him. Tried for the slide tackle, couldn't quite get it. Okunlola making some moves as he'll get it down to Wahab, but Wahab will lose control as Lopez and a couple other Gamecocks will, just surround him. And that one is going to go out of play but remain with Clemson. So we've got about 8 minutes and 35 seconds remaining here in this first half. Clemson with the throw in. They're going to get it down to number 6, Yorhoun Gerbet, the French name. Clemson moving over to that left wing. They got it on the left flank now, passing it down. They've really just tried to, slowly get it down there and then speed
it's
pass.
A great tackle.
And Junior St. Juice with a great tackle. And they'll get a corner kick out of it. Clemson will. They're on that far left side, over by the ambulance, right under the scoreboard. And taking that corner kick for Clemson, I think, is Meinhardt. And they'll send it all the way down, looking for a header, as they do come away with possession. But they're whistled for the foul. St. Juice drawing the foul there. Committing the foul for Clemson is number 14, Titus Sandy Jr., who we've only talked about in the context of committing fouls so far early in this one. But for South Carolina, it's been a great start, I think. The penalty kick, there's not much you can really do about that, especially with how great of a play Vistier made on it initially. As they're getting away from it was Goldsworthy making a play with his legs, as Carolina is coming away with it now. They'll play it up to that midfield line. And
Dallas got room to run.
Yes, they do. And there's a little bit of a breakup. They were trying to feed it to Junior St. Juice. And now Clemson getting out and running. But there's Micah Habel with a slide tackle breaking up the pass.
He's been all over. I'd love to see his heat map.
Yeah. And Clemson coming with it. Now they're going to send it down this right wing. Okunlola playing it up for number 25, Nathan Richardson, who's hounded by Begar. Richardson trying to get past Begar. He does. He plays it in, and it is broken up by, I think he was offsides in the first place, but just
important touch there by Habel to get that ball out of the box.
And now Lopez is coming with it, but someone was down hard for Carolina, and that's played on the whip. It's Myring. Oh, and Myring, not only was he was offside, the offside rule. Clock is stopping with 6:31 to go here in the first half.
I mean, you got to say, Gamecocks are playing very well, at least to the level of Clemson. It's been a good matchup, good battle so far.
Yeah, they're not afraid to match Clemson, I think, in terms of intensity and style of play. They're really trying to get out there and run. maybe that's what, affected them so badly once they kind of got, they retired against North Florida. North Florida played it in such a passive way. They kind of fell into that trap. Clemson's not going to let them fall into that trap, I think, so they're going to force the Gamecocks to play, pedal to the metal, all gas, no brakes. And 6:15 to go here in the first half. Clemson has it in the attacking third, moving left to right. They'll move it down to the box, but it's just shot a little bit wide. As coming with it is Nielsen, and he'll play it out of the touchline. Possession will go back to Carolina. It'll be Vistier making the play for Carolina. As this crowd, it really has not thinned out, not at all, especially after the goal by Carolina. Bryce Griffith subs into the game. He's going to take the place of Harrison Myring, who has had a tremendous start to this game. Myring coming off to a round of applause by everyone in attendance. Getting his boys fired up on the sideline. But now Carolina is going to play it in. 5:30 to go here in the first half. And Vistier just boots it all the way up to the center circle. It's going to be Lopez trying to box it out.
Habel very well there to hold him off.
Yeah, and Habel got it to Junior St. Just, who got it over to Nielsen. And Nielsen will play it back to Vistier. Vistier has Goldsworthy, Nielsen, and Bagar. As there was a dangerous play, Wahab was coming in, and that one will be knocked out of the touchline. Possession will come back to Carolina here right at about the center midfield line. As Bagar will come up on the throw in. He's got Nickerson, Lopez, Revan Lowe, Habel, Just, Nielsen, and Goldsworthy.
Revan Lowe now with the armband as Myron came off the pitch.
Absolutely. Off the throw in, the Gamecocks initially had it. Clemson came away with it, but there's Habel.
Advantage played here.
Absolutely. And Junior St. Just has it on that right wing. He's surveying his options. He's got Griffith down there, but he'll try and launch into the box. It's headed away by Clemson. Now the Tigers come away with it. They're going to try and play it up, but it's stopped by Nielsen. Nielsen moves it over to St. Just, who's going to play it back into the Carolina end of things and just knock it all the way down to Vistier. Vistier is going to really kind of just play a little bit dangerously with it as the athleticism of Clemson. They've closed out on Vistier very hard, but Nickerson brings it up there, and Richardson's going to play it out of the touchline. Possession will stay with Carolina, though. Bagar now up at about midfield with the throw. And we got under 4 minutes to go here from Stone Stadium. This first half of action between number 1 Clemson and South Carolina. The score is tied 1-1. And that'll be sent in as Habel is taken down from behind. No call. Yoshizawa seemed like he got away with one. And,
And now a chance for the Gamecocks to break.
Absolutely off the intercepted pass. Balick gets over to Junior St. Just on the right wing. St. Just now setting up with that cannon of a right leg.
Take him on.
And he's going to dribble past the Tiger. Then she tried to really body him, and then another Tiger came on to help.
Put himself into a similar position as from what the goal came in, but this time
nothing
comes from it.
Yeah, not able to get that centering pass out there. But the Gamecocks still playing some very aggressive defense there in the Clemson zone. They will send it all the way up to this right wing. You got Richmond coming in, and in front of him is Bagar. Richmond is going to bring it all the way in. He'll stop, get it back out, and then a great play. There it is.
Great block.
And it'll be a foul on Clemson. So, you hit the trailing man that Clemson did, and they put it on. And I think that was Bagar on the block, putting his body on the line before Vistier could even get to him. Or was Andrew Goldsworthy.
Who else?
2:42 to go here from Columbia in the first half. Vistier going to make a play on it. As the time ticks away, the Gamecocks, of course, you'd be all okay with heading into the break with a 1-1 tie. But as we've seen from Carolina here in the final stages of this first half, they're out for blood.
They want more.
Yeah, they're not going to be, complacent. Complacency is what got you tied with North Florida. That was a attempt at a full field pass, just couldn't quite get Bryce Griffith on it. As Clemson will come away with it, play it up. So that left flank near the midfield stripe. The back end for Clemson, of course, playing a lot farther up than we saw the back end of. That's the real stylistic difference for South Carolina and Clemson. South Carolina's back end plays a lot closer to their goalkeeper. And there's Richmond again coming away with it. But once again, it's Andrew Goldsworthy with a great defensive play as now Lopez has it. Lopez looking. He's got Ballack and Bryce Griffith in front of him. And Ballack muscled it away. The touchline came away. And it's going to stay with Carolina.
Quickly.
It's a throw-in quickly for Bryce
Griffith's by
Griffith.
himself.
Griffith now on the left flank. He's got a
Gets
Tiger
shot
in
off.
front of him. Got a shot, and it's deflected out by Ndema.
That is a wonderful save.
Ndema skying through the air, suspended like he was a stunt man. Barely got some fingertips on it, deflected it wide. Let's see here. Did he, maybe? No, that would have been. He just.
That is theatrical.
He just stunted that one midair.
That one looked good from here.
Absolutely, it'll be a corner kick for Carolina from the, the far side all the way over there near the trees. It'll be Alejandro Velasquez Lopez on the corner
With the fans behind him because there's no seats here in Stone Stadium.
Yeah, absolutely. A minute to go here in the first half. A corner kick is a great opportunity to generate something, and Lopez is going to come out with it. He's going to send it, trying for that starting pass, trying for the header, but he didn't quite get it over the head of the front line, and it'll play all the way back out towards the back end where it's going to be kept in for Carolina by number 12, Sebastian Revenlow. But Clemson's going to come away with it, and Dama has it. And then Dama's just going to send it the length of the field. And Junior St. Just, you could see the sweat come off his head as he played that header. But South Carolina now hounding the Clemson ball carrier, and Junior St. Just snaps the pass again, and he'll sky this one up into the air. 19 seconds to go here in the first half. Clemson looking to generate something before the break, as that would be a real momentum killer. You think South Carolina kind of has some momentum here. This is going to be a play all the way down there, and a great header by Andrew Goldsworthy to knock that one out of play. 6 seconds to go. The countdown happening. Unless Clemson can get something quickly on the throw in here. That's going to do it here for the first half. Zander started kind of slow, got hectic, and it stayed high octane ever since, I feel like.
Yes.
Some great shots. South Carolina leading in shots with 5. They're also leading in fouls with 10. 3 saves for Vistier, 3 saves for Ndema. Very evenly played game, and it shows on the scoreboard with 1-1. We're going to hit a break here at halftime. We will come back to you guys out of the break here in about 15 minutes.
See you guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here for the second half of action between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the _1 Clemson Tigers. In the first half, Zander, we had, an opening of kind of, I don't want to say, dullment, but they were just kind of getting in the rhythm things.
No, yeah, it definitely took a minute for both teams to wake up.
Fouls started piling up, and you got that penalty kick for Clemson with about 20 minutes to go in that first half. And Visitor made an awesome save initially, but the rebound went straight to the Clemson Tiger. I think it was Meinhard who rocketed it back in the back of the net. Clemson went up 1-0, and then just a few seconds, 30 seconds later, a deep bomb pass, Harrison Meyering, to St. Just, and Just got the centering pass to Meyering, who hammered it home, and we were tied at 1. And then things started opening up, lots of chances in that final 20 minutes of action. And now, the light show is going on. Nothing's wrong with your TVs at home, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are just getting sandstormed. Both teams meeting on the field, or at least Clemson is. In this second half, the Tigers will be going from right to left. South Carolina will be going from left to right. And the Gamecocks are now taking the field as we get ready for this. And the crowd, thankfully, seems to have persisted in this second half as, a raucous start. And that goal really, after the goal by Clemson, the crowd, it really seemed like, oh, no, here we go again. And then South Carolina responded, and now we're right. Hey, it's a whole new ball game, a new 45 minutes to play.
So important for the Gamecocks to have gotten that goal quickly, as a quick response. I feel that, in this game, Clemson came out hot, or hotter at least, and the Gamecocks have really been playing to their level, been impressed by their play.
Absolutely, and, we saw in the first half, South Carolina make a couple subs, Bryce Griffith and Gabe Nickerson coming on. Those guys are starting the second half on the field as well. And so we are about to get underway here from Stone Stadium. The Clemson Tigers made a handful of substitutions. It was Wahab Musa, Jackson Roble, Nathan Richmond, the draft pick of the Charlotte FC, and Will Kane came on. And, South Carolina going to start with possession here. They led in shots, tied in saves, and led in fouls by a wide margin. It was a little bit of
only 6 fouls.
Yeah,
only 6 fouls separating.
Yeah, but when you have double digits in one half.
Yeah, that's rough.
Now the Gamecocks are going to start it with a play back by God, I don't know why that just Ethan Ballack missed my mind, because considering he's one of our best players. But Ballack will get it over to Alejandro Velasquez-Lopez there at the center circle. Lopez is going to try to play it in. It jumps over. It's St. Just. The ball hopped over the Tiger. Just plays it back for Ballack. Ballack will get it back to Just on that right wing. Just surveying. He's going to put it on net. Looking for the header. He gets in, and it's played out in front. They get it. It's Ballack. He scores! It's a goal for Carolina. Oh, and he's getting mobbed over there on the right wing. The team has taken the field. Even a guy with ice on his leg. I think might be Revenlow. But a thundering start to the second half, not even 30 seconds in.
That is the start they needed.
USC chants ringing out, the towels flying through the air, sandstorm.
It was a great save by Ndenma. Unfortunately, fell. It's like the penalty in the first half.
It went right to a Gamecock.
Right to another Gamecock.
And it got blocked. And then the follow-up chance, it was Gabe Nickerson who found it. Got to him. I mean, just what a fortuitous bounce. Yeah, you can only make so many saves if you're Ndema. And Ndema made a couple of great ones to keep this one tied 1-1, especially one with his outstretched arm like this, diving across.
That one, I don't even know what to say about that. That one was amazing.
I mean, but hey, the Gamecocks have started this half off hot. 28 seconds in, it's 2-1 Carolina over the #1 team in the country.
That is a great start for the Gamecocks. Absolutely,
and now you have to get back to your fundamentals on defense, how you played it at the start and the end of the half, where you really didn't allow any chances to Clemson.
For the first time, JP, in this game, Clemson looks like they're on the back foot.
Absolutely, but now they have it in the Carolina attacking third, and they're going to get it to their back end. But, there's Bryce Griffith there playing very violently, and St. Juste's head finds the ball and sends it out the touch line, and possession will go back to Carolina, or to Clemson. Clemson with the throw in there.
We've been saying his name so much this broadcast. Been so important on that right side for the Gamecocks.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the more important players. When he left the game against North Florida, you could tell that, the team just lost a certain edge, and he's just been such a good, important leader. But now Clemson has it on that right wing. Richmond still on the field for the Tigers, as that will be knocked out of play, and possession will go to the Gamecocks. A great play by who else but Gabe Nickerson, who has started this second half so well. But the Gamecocks will come away with it with a throw-in by Jonah Bagar, who's been kind of the designated throw-in man the last 2 games for Carolina. And they're going to try
For
and
good
get
reason.
Yeah, they're going to try and get all the way up there. I think it was Bryce Griffith on the box-out attempt, and it'll be a foul on Clemson. So maybe the foul calls maybe getting a little evened up here in this.
For the Gamecocks.
Yeah, so that foul was on, I believe, Arthur Duquesne. Vistier is going to play that one all the way up, and an uncalled foul there. Velasquez Lopez got shoved in the back. Bryce Griffith coming away with it now, but he'll accidentally play it to Richmond and trying to tackle it. And Richmond's going to come away with it, and it's going to be kicked just a little bit out of reach of the Tigers, and it'll be Goldsworthy back to Vistier, and Vistier is just going to kind of survey things. On the back end for Carolina, you got 3 players. You have Nielsen, Goldsworthy, and Begar. And then in your midfield, you have St. Just, Atienza, and I think that's Sebastian Revenlow.
Yeah, in possession, the Gamecocks with a 3-back. But when they're defending, it's looking more like a 5 or 6-back, never really giving any of those Tigers any room on the pitch.
And that was an errant pass that St. Just tried to get to, but it will result in a Clemson throw-in, and they'll try to get to it quickly. Ethan Ballack with a nice play there. And Gain is back on the field for Clemson, their star-studded freshman from Ghana, the Gatorade Player of the Year.
It's a huge pickup for them.
Absolutely, and now they'll try to work him in after he subbed out there in that second half or in that first half. They'll get it down to Wahab. Wahab working on St. Just. Wahab comes in. Atienza with the save, and he's able to corral it and freeze play. And wow, he's the initial save, and it kind of got loose and bounced up, and Atienza or Vistier just jumped on it.
Difficult bounce there, but he played that perfectly.
Absolutely, and now with it, he'll place it down and play it all the way up to about that center circle. He's actually going to go even further down, and Ndama is going to.
Too much there for Griffiths.
Yeah, and Ndama will come away. So goalie to goalie action. He'll get it up to Wahab. And Wahab will send it on over to number 3 for the Tigers, Adam Lundegaard. Lundegaard over to Johan Gabe. And that'll be a takedown on Wahab and a foul on Carolina. And so midfield possession for Clemson now. They have it on that far, and it's Titus Sandy Jr. working it down. I think that's Yoshizawa on the right wing for Clemson. So he'll send it back to the center circle, but it'll overshoot the back line for Clemson. Number 33 getting to it, Arthur Duquesne. Duquesne down to Wahab. Wahab is going to send it into the box. You got Gain trying to come onto it, and Vistier. Gain was coming on strong, and Vistier went out there to just, like I said, hey, fireman on duty with the extinguisher, shutting down that chance before it could even get started. And so the Gamecocks coming away with it. Vistier is going to rocket this one down, looking for Bryce Griffith again on that.
They're looking like they've been playing kickball at times.
Yeah,
but that's because of that high line of Clemson, forcing them to go over the top.
Absolutely. They're trying to hit that deep post like we might see tomorrow night at Williams-Brice. But now it'll be a throw-in for the Tigers here in the South Carolina attacking third. And so with about, we haven't even hit 5 minutes played in the second half, and the action has already been kind of nonstop. But they'll do the throw-in, they'll play it back. Gain coming on, he's going to kick it. And Vistier off the header is going to make the save. That was Wahab.
Safe hands.
What a pass from Gain to Wahab there. But Vistier, soft hands. He's just able to collect it in the midst.
True freshman from Copenhagen, stepping up in this occasion.
Yeah, he's been huge. And so the Gamecocks coming with it. But this Clemson defense is playing very far up. Their back line is right at about the midfield. But they're going to try and go deep, but they just put way too much on it. And then Ndama. So right now, both teams are just exchanging very, full-length passes and stuff. And
very true.
They'll get it up to Gabe. Gabe is going to play it all the way up to Duquesne. Duquesne has it on that left flank. St. Just coming over. He's shadowing him now. Duquesne trying to get past St. Just, but St. Just, we've seen he has very good ball denial skills. And, he'll switch on to Gain, and Gain is going to play it over near that corner, and it'll go out of bounds, out of the touch line, and possession goes to Carolina. And I think that's Alejandro Velasquez Lopez down for the Gamecocks. With 38:54 to go, the clock will stop. Yeah, that is Velasquez Lopez.
Micah Hobbles getting ready on the touch line, just in case Velasquez Lopez has to come off.
Yeah, it looks like it might be kind of like an inner thigh cramp. As you know, this will be I think a much needed break for both these teams. The second half shot out of the cannon. As now it looks like it'll be Harrison Myring, the goal scorer from the first half for the Gamecocks. So he's warming up at the scorer's table. But Velasquez Lopez is an incredibly important part of this Carolina squad. But both teams getting water now after you had a long first half, and you start up the second half fiery, racing up and down the field. Hydration very important. We got our hydration up here too. But Velasquez Lopez looking to just kind of walk it off. He's walking off under his own power. It looks like it was just a cramp. Just trying to work it out, put pressure on it. But Harrison Myring is going to check in for him, I think. As play will resume here in the South Carolina third. No, it'll be Alejandro Velasquez Lopez returning into action.
He just kind of told Myring to go back to the bench.
Yeah, no, he's
how much it means to him. It's a big game.
Yes, it does. And Carolina with a throw in deep in their own corner. A little bit of a dangerous spot. And Lopez, fresh out of the frying pan into the fire, is going to come away with it. He's got the edge, and they won't call.
He's pulled his shirt there.
Yeah, no, he got the shirt pulled. No foul call. Clemson getting away with it. But possession will go to Carolina there in the corner. Man, what a storybook start for Velasquez Lopez this would have been.
Revenlow telling the ref exactly how he feels about the no call.
Revenlow, the emotional leader of the squad, I think, through the early stages of the season, never afraid to make his, mind felt, be it good or bad, to his teammates, to the refs. But it'll be a corner for the Gamecocks, I believe. I don't know, the refs getting berated by the fans, getting berated by Coach Annan. And it will be...
Stadium erupting here with anger.
Yeah, they just showed the replay on the board, I believe. It'll be a throw-in from that. It won't quite be in the corner, but it'll be all the way down there.
Annan now having a word with the linesman.
It's almost impossible to see who's throwing this in for South Carolina unless I was literally falling out of the window. It is Goldsworthy. Goldsworthy's going to try and get a high arcing loft, and it'll be headed out of play by Clemson. And possession will stay with Carolina. It'll be a corner kick. And on those corner kicks, you can expect to see Alejandro Velasquez Lopez, who has been outstanding at them. Although his first couple opportunities tonight have been a little shaky, but that might just be the nerves of playing the number one team.
Only South Carolina's third corner. Clemson had 4 in that first half. Let's see if they can do something here with it.
Yeah, and getting to the corner was something Clemson excelled in last year. Velasquez Lopez, after his cramp scare, is going to take this corner to a round of applause by the Stone Stadium attendees. Some still waving their towels up in the air. How are their arms not tired, Zander?
Age-old question. Sandstorm never stops.
No, that's, you look into it. The rent is due every day. But Lopez is just trying to, work it out with the ref, trying to figure out, can we start? I think he's actually still complaining about that call.
Yeah.
He went like this on his jersey and motioned back towards there. But Lopez with the corner kick. And then, what a wipeout from Revenlow, and they'll call the foul. A little bit of a sell job there.
I think that's the right call there.
I don't know. Well,
Guion just went to ground there.
Yeah, I mean, that's Sebastian Revenlow.
Not really his own doing. Kind of.
Sebastian Revenlow
ran into the back of him there.
5'11", the Viking from Denmark. Ran into the 5'4".
It's only a 7-inch difference between the two of them. Could have gone either way.
And now they'll send it over to Duquesne on that left wing after Clemson gets possession. Got it down to Wahab. Wahab with St. Just on him. Wahab getting towards that kind of middle of the area, but there's Goldsworthy playing it out.
How important has he been in this game?
I mean, he's been just a huge key, and then that one is going to get sent way out of play by Etienza, I believe, for a quick throw-in from Clemson. Cabay is there with it, with Ethan Ballack all over him. As Guay will play it over to Duquesne. Duquesne with a shot on, but it's headed away, I think, by Goldsworthy. And then coming away with it, an uncalled
Ref's
foul.
whistle appears to be not working for the moment.
No, you look into it, but Bryce Griffith coming away with it, and then an attempt at a through pass to Ethan Ballack, but Ethan Ballack just a tad bit out of reach for him. As Clemson will come away with it. Now it's Duquesne.
Duquesne pretty quiet in the second half so far, but he's looking to overlap here.
Absolutely, and now it's Wahab with it on the left wing. Wahab surveying his options. Will send it back to the back line. along with number 3, Adam Lundegaard. Lundegaard gets it down, but then it's a turnover. Bryce Griffith gets it back to Velasquez Lopez, and Lopez now skating around the Tigers, as there were many of them right over there. Clemson now trying to pressure Vistier, and Vistier will just send it all the way down to that center circle, looking for the box out. But coming away with possession is Carolina. It's St. Just there at the midfield line, and he'll try to play it down. He's got it down to Nickerson, but I think
he's on.
He's onside. It's Nickerson. Nickerson in the box, and he misses wide. Nickerson just hit that one almost to the.
Seems to have hit like a little.
Almost just sent it
in the pitch before he hit it,
and then sent it to the ambulance.
Completely miscued.
Yeah, I mean he had it one-on-one with Ndema. He was onside, but that's just that's a tough go with things.
Jan here playing the ball to Musa and getting it right back and getting clattered again by Revenlow. Seems personal between the two.
Yeah, that's true.
Revenlow awarded the yellow card.
And Revenlow coming over, trying to make his I think condolences clear.
Oh, Gian wants no part of that.
Yeah, no, they don't. Yeah.
Maynard telling the ref that's the 7th time that's happened. He counted it out on his fingers, folks.
But they're hugging. They're hugging now. Gian, I think understands more than anybody how physical this game is. Being he's 5'4", very speedster guy. Of course, people are going to try and get him off his game by knocking him hard. But that's why he was the Gatorade National Player of the Year in high school last year.
It's been a physical battle this game, but he's held up so far.
Absolutely, and that one will be kept in. It was a crossfield pass with the header from a Clemson player, but Gabe Nickerson gets to it, but that's played right back to a Tiger by Revenlow, that yellow card. Now they'll send it over to Duquesne, who tries to slide tackle, keep it in, and he's not able to. And possession will go back to Carolina.
Just over 10 minutes into this second half, and we've already had a goal from South Carolina.
Yeah,
about 30 seconds in.
If you're just now joining us, about 29 seconds into the ball game, Carolina got an excellent opportunity, and out on the rebound chance, Gabe Nickerson hammered it home to take a 2-1 lead here over number 1 Clemson in the Palmetto Series. But there's a great play.
Here he is again.
Yeah, Gabe Nickerson coming away with it with a great play on the defensive end. He's bringing the ball up into the Clemson attacking third. He's getting up to Bryce Griffith. Griffith now on the left flank. Griffith has Ethan Bala crashing the box, and he'll play it back up to Sebastian Revenlow. Revenlow surveying, he'll get it back over to Nickerson. Nickerson sends it over to Lopez. Lopez has Atienza, and he'll try to play it into the box to Junior St. Just, but just a little bit out in front of him. And Ndema.
Clemson looking to break here.
Yeah, the goalkeeper will get it out on the break to Wahab. Wahab with Atienza behind him. Wahab tries to just play it back. They got Duquesne on that left flank now, along with Guillen.
Here's Gervais. Last year was first team All-ACC and a big part of their success in the national championship game.
Absolutely, as they'll play it back to Guillen on the center there, and Nielsen on Guillen now, but as that was going to be Clemson playing it around the right wing, down to the right flank. They're just looking for some options. Nickerson shadowing. We see some heat lightning or some form of lightning there in the Columbia sky. We hope that kind of stays away. And there's a great pass break
again. Yep. So important.
St. Just breaks up the pass and plays it all the
able
way.
To get it outside of South Carolina's half.
Yep, and possession will go to Carolina here up at about the midfield stripe. And St. Just just putting it all on the line for the Tigers.
Or for
the Gamecocks against the Tigers. This will be a throw-in for Nielsen, taking the duty from Bigar, who is not on the field to start this second half. The clock stopping 32 minutes, 2 seconds to go. We're praying that weather stays away so that the Gamecocks can play the rest of this game as we're hitting the 32 minutes exactly as Guillen will try to head that one away. Wahab with possession now, but St. Just is all over him. And Wahab was, he was getting ready to flop, I fear, as he played it back to Duquesne. He was getting hounded by St. Just. St. Just will play it, or Tigers will play it back to Ndema, and Ndema gets it to the right wing, and they're going to pass it all the way up to the right flank. It's Clemson coming on. And they'll try to shoot it on, but it's
blocked by Bigar there.
Yeah, Bigar, who not doing the throwing duties, but now he's back on that back line still, and making a key play there.
It's so important. Can't let that ball get through there.
Absolutely not. We got some people warming up on the sideline for Carolina potentially, coming in sometime soon. But this will be a throw-in from the right sideline, I believe, for Clemson. But yeah, heading towards the scoring table is Micah Habel. And you wouldn't be shocked if you saw Micah Habel on top of guys like Harrison Myring maybe coming back in. Harrison Myring, one of the key players for Carolina. It'll be a corner kick for Clemson.
Ballack watching that short ball just in case.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw Clemson try these kinds of things.
Yeah, they've been known for their quicker set pieces this season, especially in this game, getting stuff going on that right side, especially in the first half with Yoshizawa.
Absolutely. So Micah Habel will check into the game, replacing Alejandro Velasquez-Lopez, who played very admirably after his cramp. But he's going to take a breather here. And a big thing about this, the Clemson, South Carolina, is that possession was so even in the first half. Both teams were limited really to only attacking. They could not play back. They were very aggressive against each other. Both teams spent well over half of their possession time in the attacking half of the field. But Guillen comes away with it off the corner kick. He's trying to work on. It's blocked out in front. Clemson comes away with it, and it's going to be played out, and they will call.
That's not going to be anything.
It's nothing. They'll let him play on. Attempts at milking it still from the Tigers, but nothing doing there. It'll be a throw-in in the corner for the Gamecocks, and a fortuitous. I mean, Guillen was out in space. He had a chance. It just got blocked out in front, and thankfully it didn't. For the Gamecocks, it did not get to anybody.
Can't give him any space. We watched him warm up, and he can hit him from about anywhere.
I think we're getting the clock will stop here with 30 minutes and 55 seconds to go as the Clemson Tiger is still down. I couldn't quite tell who that was. It might be number 7 for the Clemson Tigers.
He's up now. I think he just took a little bit of a fall after all that commotion in the box.
Wahab Musa getting up, walking under his own power. Although he's adjusting, I think, his compression sleeve on his right leg. But he'll stay in. He's going to pressure off that throw-in. This tier is going to just launch this one all the way up to that center circle, and Griffith will head it away, but to a Clemson Tiger.
Griffith, a little bit of a different dynamic than Myring when he's up top, playing more as a target man, whereas Myring is looking to run in behind.
Yeah, Myring, he'll set up, but he's not gonna give himself up to the ball. He's gonna let the ball come to him. Griffith is really, he's trying to get to the ball and get something happening off the movement.
Playing as almost like a false 9 here.
Absolutely, as there was a slide tackle. And we have a play behind the action, and I think it'll be a yellow card for the Clemson Tigers.
Getting this crowd going.
Yeah,
gesturing to the crowd.
Atienza drawing the yellow card from Adam Lundegaard. He was getting pestered.
It's going to be a yellow for Atienza as well.
It'll be
slide.
Okay, Atienza started it with the slide, and Lundegaard responded with a pretty hard trip. And so they'll give.
I think it would be fine not giving a yellow to Atienza there.
I think that they're just trying to I guess, not let the officiating seem too unfair.
Officiating's been pretty good tonight, I will say.
It has. Maybe that penalty kick for Clemson was a little too much. We didn't get a great replay up here, so I can't really speak to that as much. It'll be Lundegaard with a free kick from about the midfield line to the left of the center circle. 30 minutes and 17 seconds to go here in this one. As we'll try to get this clock rolling, bad moon horizon out there in terms of weather. We'll keep you posted on that. They'll play it down. Clemson now coming with it. It's Guillen. He'll pass it off to Yoshizawa. Yoshizawa down in the left flank for Wahab, but Wahab couldn't quite get to it, and he's grabbing at his left.
He's aching a little bit.
He's grabbing at his left shoulder. I think when he
maybe he fell on it.
I think when he came up to that, that play on the corner kick, he might have just fallen on his left shoulder bad.
The clock will stop here again for him.
Yeah, he's down. He couldn't quite make it. As we will get stoppers there, they're going to check him out with 29 minutes, 55 seconds to go.
But yeah, as you said, JP, both teams really coming out and being on the front spur and paw respectively, just going out there trying to get the ball.
And now, I mean, the clock is not your friend for Clemson, of course, but it's not your friend for Carolina either if it keeps stopping like this and inclement weather shows up. Would just, because it really feels like the momentum is with the Gamecocks as Clemson is really pressing, and, all it takes is one bad go of things. But, Wahab is still down. He's up on his knees now. Talking to him is Junior St. Juste for the Gamecocks.
He looks over it.
And Wahab is going to, walk off under his own power with the trainer off the field. Keeping that left arm down to his side. He's not liking it.
Guion getting some instruction there from head coach Mike Noonan, entering his 15th season with the Tigers.
Absolutely, and I think that'll be Galen Flynn checking in for Wahab.
I think Musa's coming back on, actually.
Oh, maybe so. He's at the scorer's table. He might just try to, get through it. As there's Griffith coming away with it. Griffith with a great play at midfield stripe. He's down on the right flank. Griffith has Balick
in the middle.
Going towards the box, but he just shot a little bit wide. But it's going to get to Hable, who's going to corral it. He'll play it up. Nickerson overplayed it a little bit, but he'll get back to it. As Wahab is going to come on now, back on the field. And now the Gamecocks coming away with it, just trying to set things up on their back end. Guillen is being aggressive there, so he'll kick it on up. And that one will be shot.
Miscommunication there.
Yeah, shot to nobody but a Clemson Tiger, and the Tigers have possession now. But that play towards the midfield stripe, Jonah Bagar will head it down, but Guillen almost got to it. Back towards the Carolina blue line now, or back line now, and now it's an intercepted pass by Clemson. They're going to try to pass it. They tried to give and go almost, but it was a great, calm play by the Clemson defense. And they maybe need to settle this one down. They're just kicking. Both teams are just kicking it straight to the other one right now, and. Now Clemson with an opportunity. You have Wahab. He was, just a little bit behind that pass.
He's still grabbing that left side.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying. He's leaving it all out there. But now Clemson has it in the box, and then he'll take a tumble. No call because it really looked like he just tripped.
There was no contact there.
Yeah, he just tripped over the grass maybe. Then a sliding play and a kick way into the Carolina night sky. Possession will go back to Carolina. 28.5 minutes to go here in this one in Columbia. Gamecocks lead 2-0 over the number one team in the country, the Clemson Tigers, with a goal scored just 29 seconds into the half. And now Harrison Meyering is at the scorer's table looking to check in a goal scorer from the first half for Carolina.
If you're the Gamecocks, you got to feel really good about how this game is going so far.
Yeah, and the clock will stop as someone is down with a cramp on the for Carolina, looking to play a game of elimination in terms of numbers, who I can see on the field, but it could be Ethan Balick.
I think it's Atienza.
Yeah, it's either Balick or Atienza. Meyering, of course, he's staying warmed up. It looks like a couple guys might be checking in for Clemson, as Wahab, I don't think Wahab is liking this very much. But for the Tigers, they have, a very talented bunch on the pitch right now. 28 minutes, 15 seconds to go in this one. If you're Carolina, we can only bring it up so much, but you just want to get this one. The clock rolling would be the best thing happening to Carolina right now. But getting up is Atienza. He's limping off the field. It'll be Harrison Meyering coming on for him, as we have two subs coming on for Clemson as well. I think it'll be number 17 for Clemson. They actually don't have a 17 on their roster.
Interesting.
But number 15, Alex Meinhardt, the goal scorer on the penalty kick rebound. So for Clemson, we'll try and get number 17 here.
It's going to be Antonio Illuminato.
Yeah, Antonio Illuminato. They hey, our spotting charts better than the official rosters. I'm just kidding. Anyway, as play will resume here on a throw-in, Bryce Griffith will try to head away, but it'll just go out of play off the touchline, and possession will resume with Carolina. We'll move up a couple feet.
You got to think in a game like this, it's going to be hard for Illuminato to get into the rhythm of things, not having played in the first half.
Yeah, and now off the throw-in, it'll be just skied up towards that center circle. Coming away with it was going to be Harrison Meyering, but they'll just let it drift out of the touchline, and it'll be a quick throw-in for Carolina in the Clemson half of the field. They'll try and play it down, and they will. They'll get possession. Now they got St. Juste coming on the right flank. They'll play it all the way back to Nielsen. Nielsen gets it over to Goldsworthy. You got Goldsworthy, Begar, Nielsen on that back line. Ballack playing up, and then it's batted down. Begar trying to get back to it. He'll play it back to Vistier. Clemson was coming on strong, looking for a potential breakaway opportunity. As that one will just be skied towards midfield and played away by Clemson. They'll now come away with possession. Harrison Meyering looking to be aggressive on the defensive end of things. South Carolina's defense is playing a lot less aggressively in the second half, it feels like. But they've also been backed up into their own end a lot.
This is true.
So they're not having a ton of opportunities to kind of go out and attack Clemson because you don't want to give up anything behind you. Keep everything in front of you. But Yoshizawa coming in for Clemson, and then Micah Habel.
Important from Habel there.
Yeah, Habel plays it away. It'll stay with Clemson. They'll throw in there by the lights. Bryce Griffith there hounding the Clemson ball carrier. He'll play it up to Guillen. Guillen for Clemson. He'll try to send it the length of the field to Gabe. Gabe also has someone on his left as they'll play it back to Gabe. Gabe looking on. He's got St. Just in front of him. They're going to try for a pass into the box. It's Yoshizawa. He's not able to quite get to it cleanly. Clemson now with an opportunity there, but they will call them.
Clever little flick there by Yoshizawa. Unfortunately, Minard was offside.
Yeah, absolutely. So a critical offsides there for South Carolina to just kind of get some time to breathe. This Clemson just kind of continuously, somehow it was able to just retain possession of that throughout the course of that stay in the attacking zone for Carolina or for Clemson. And Vistier has it now. 25 minutes, just under 26 minutes to go here in the second half. 2-1 South Carolina over number 1 Clemson. They'll play it up to St. Juice, but it'll go out of.
Take a touch?
No.
Referee says no.
Yeah, no. Possession will go to Clemson for a quick throw in the Carolina attacking third. But some great defense there by Ethan Ballack on Guillen. And Guillen is going to try and just shoot it into the box, but they'll play it away masterfully. Carolina will, but they'll retain. Trimnell had it for Clemson. They'll send it over to that right flank. Clemson now with it. They're going to send it on down, and it's a great play there. And both players hit the deck, and it'll be a foul on Carolina. Somehow, some way, a foul on Carolina there.
Not a popular decision here at Stone Stadium.
No, as Tony Annan is really kind of motioning that the Clemson guy dragged the Carolina player down with him. And the familiar chant is back here as it'll be a free kick for Clemson. Right out in front of the retired numbers. And we've seen what Clemson likes to do, especially on these free kicks. They'll, just generate some sort of set play, and they won't really take the kick part of it. It'll be more like a little bit of a touch. But we'll see what they do here. It's Gabe and Yoshizawa out there. And Yoshizawa will just kick it into the box. It'll be headed away by Carolina back to Clemson. And Clemson is going to touch it back and forth, but nearly a turnover at that center circle for Clemson. They'll send it all the way back to Ndema, who's getting a face full of Harrison Meyering. And that one's sent all the way down. A tough play there for Nielsen. Nielsen with the sliding tackle, though, as he's able to at least interrupt the play. Clemson with it on the left flank. They get it over to Guillen. Guillen is going to fire it on net. It'll be wide right, and the attempt at a header is blocked out by Nielsen. A shot on, and it goes in for a goal. Clemson will score off a funky bouncing play, and the flag was up. South Carolina's players are pointing to the far sides. The flag was up.
Linesman had his flag up.
As we have an interesting turn of events here. Clemson has at least a 20 in the scoreboard score to tie the game. We don't have any video.
The ref
replay.
walking the ball to the center circle here.
I mean, he's hearing none of it, but
he's given the goal.
It was seen we have a tie game here in Columbia, as it appeared Clemson was offsides. That's why, I like to be excited. I wasn't very excited about that.
I couldn't even tell what was going on.
It seemed like a very clear offsides
So many bodies
play.
in the box. Ball bounces to
and then
Yoshizawa.
It was bouncing up and over.
Took a deflection, hit the crossbar, went down.
Yeah, and
kind of a freak goal there.
Yeah, with the offsides flag up, which I can't stress enough. We're under 24 minutes to go here, and it's a new ball game tied up. And how do you get those bounces? I don't know. Anyway, Clemson loses possession on the touchline. It'll go to Carolina. They'll try to get it into Harrison Meyering, but Bryce Griffith will come away with it while he's being held. And we have a play through as now it'll get back to Bryce Griffith. He's going to try and play it to Ballack. You got Ballack over to St. Just on the right wing. St. Just has it with that cannon of a leg. He'll play it into the box. It's Bryce Griffith. Bryce Griffith is going to send it over to Harrison Meyering, but Meyering
with Meyering there.
Meyering and Griffith weren't on the same page.
Clemson looking very energized off of that goal.
Well, you know, you get something to break your way, I suppose. As Clemson's coming out with it, it's going to be Guillen on the charge for the Tigers off the pass. He'll try a through pass there, and Nickerson is chasing after it along with Yoshizawa, and Nickerson plays it away, but he gets it.
Straight back to Titus Sandy Jr.
Exactly, and Clemson with it down there. They'll get it over to Gabe. Gabe surveying. The box is stacked full of Gamecocks, and there's a block there by Ballack, and Ballack now trying to get out and running. He gets it upfield. Clemson with a couple guys back. Gamecocks trying not to be offsides because they know if they'll do it, they'll get called. And the Gamecocks coming away with it. And that one's sent all the way down to the right wing. It's St. Just. St. Just has it. Two guys crashing the box for Carolina, and it's blocked there. What a block there by number 4, Galen Flynn for Clemson. Number 5 for South Carolina, Nielsen comes away with it, gets it back to St. Just on the right wing. St. Just trying to play down for Micah Habel, and it's touched out of play by Flynn. So Flynn with a couple of nice defensive plays after subbing in for the injured Wahab. And now it'll be a throw-in for the Gamecocks here with about 22 minutes to play in this game, and I still just can't get over that goal. I mean, that was just so bizarre. I've never seen anything like it.
We weren't able to get a replay up here.
No, they know. The throw-in will be by St. Just. Micah Habel out there, as well as, St. Just will give it up to, that is Andrew Goldsworthy. Andrew Goldsworthy now, and so the Gamecocks will shift their strategy here with a little under 22 minutes to play. Gain is out there to defend the throw-in. And the throw-in to the box, headed away,
on.
and it's flicked, and just no one there for Carolina to try and take advantage. And Dama is going to play it out.
Griffith and Habel going for the same ball there.
Yeah, one of them made a play on it, but the other wasn't there to take advantage of it. And Dama with it now in his box, he'll just play it up to his back-end defenders. And Clemson now looking to get on the attack. And Dama is going to rifle this one all the way down, looking for that kind of entry pass as Clemson almost came away with it very dangerously, but a great sliding play there. But we have a whistle.
Oh, he's offside.
Yep. Yeah. It'll be an offside on Clemson. So, hey, they finally saw it this time. Under 21 minutes to go here in the game. And, now next goal, you really start to feel like that might be it. As both teams' offensive generation has kind of hit a brick wall as that one is kicked almost to a brick wall. But Ballack trying to come away with it in the Clemson attacking zone. But it's Titus Sandy. And they'll call the foul on Ballack.
I think he got the ball there.
Yeah, I don't even think he touched Sandy Jr. I will say he grabbed the jersey. Very whistle happy by the officials tonight. But, except for when a goal is scored, when it's according to the line judge offside. But, Clemson playing it down now. They're going to get it down onto that left wing. And it's going to be St. Just trying to meet him. That is a crossing pass that finds nothing. It was Galen Flynn again there on the left wing. So Galen Flynn really making the most of this opportunity. And possession will go back to Carolina as we have hit under 20 minutes to go.
Final stretch here.
Yeah, you got to dig deep. Nobody wants to end a rivalry game in a tie.
Nah, come on. It's got to be a winner.
Absolutely. So Vistier will play it back towards the net. And Carolina with a kick from the goal. And Clemson is really playing up. They're playing very aggressively on defense, looking for the turnover. And it was almost a turnover by Vistier on the pass. That was almost just the easiest goal of all time in the history of soccer ever. But Galen Flynn's going to come away with it with Carolina. But then a quick deflection by Nickerson will send it over to Gabe. Gabe will get it over to Sandy Jr. As Wahab has re-entered play for Clemson, by the way. Clemson's now with it still on that right flank. They're trying to play it down. Andrew Goldsworthy getting to it. He got the edge, and possession will stay with Clemson. Or no, it won't. Maybe that line.
Goldsworthy's done very well there to shield the ball out.
Yes, Goldsworthy played a tremendous role in keeping that one away, but maybe the line judge just doesn't really know which way his arm's going. Because he motioned that
it's
one.
It's confusing sometimes, right and left.
Yeah. And now South Carolina will do the same thing. It's a goal kick that almost cost them, maybe the game when Clemson's aggressiveness almost generated just a literal walk-in goal. But now South Carolina with it. They're going to try and play it up the right wing to St. Just. St. Just will get hit, and there will be no call. No, okay, they called the foul. They just didn't really stop play. Both teams, South Carolina seemed confused about it. But now, this is a dangerous opportunity for South Carolina because they are very confused. Nobody really knows what's going on. Guillen has come away with it, and they got lucky that Guillen and the crashing player for Clemson weren't really on the same page. And that one will be played down for Griffith. A great pass, and Griffith will come away with it, even despite tack. And possession will go to Clemson somehow. And St. Just hates Kingman Flynn. I mean, oh man, he just shoved him. And I think they got him. And the refs are coming over. And tempers are running high here, I think. Coach Annan is upset. Clemson is smug. South Carolina feels a little bit jobbed right now. But hey, all you can do is play through it.
Absolutely.
And the Tigers have it back on their back line. They're going to play it up to the right wing. Yoshizawa.
Good turn there by Yoshizawa.
Yeah, Yoshizawa on Micah Habel is something we've seen a lot of tonight. Yoshizawa has been really kind of an unsung passing hero. That one's going to be played into the box. Trying to get down to it is Wahab. It's put on net, but the header was just a wee bit early, or that could have been a game-changing goal for Clemson. But they'll retain possession. They'll get it down to Guillen in the box. Guillen has it. He's on Nielsen. Nielsen trying to get away with it. And great headers there by South Carolina, but Clemson still has possession. Yoshizawa with it in the box. He'll get it over to Guillen on the left wing. And Guillen looking. He's got St. Just on him. Guillen attempting a cross pass. And that will find number 30, Remy Okunlola. And Okunlola.
Cut back.
Yeah, nothing doing there as Harrison Myring will have it there up towards the light pole. Up to Bryce Griffith, but Clemson coming away with it yet again. But Griffith with a great defensive play, and here comes Griffith. Can Clemson come away with a sliding tackle? They can't, and they'll call him offsides. Oh, my goodness. A very displeased crowd here at Stone Stadium as yet another call has gone against South Carolina. And, it's the same kind of call that costs you a goal when they don't call it. And a familiar chant returns to the denizens of, and the play is under review.
Going to VAR?
I didn't
even know we had that.
Similarly.
Because it looked as if he could have played the advantage there if it were a foul. Oh, it seems okay.
And we're getting the replay up there. We can't show you guys, but you'll have to take our word for it.
I guess they're looking to see if that slide tackle from the Clemson player
impeded.
If so, this could be very huge for the Gamecocks because he was through on goal, no one in front of him.
Yeah, that, and we seem to have a yellow card against Clemson.
It's his second. He's going to be off.
And it's a red card. And this crowd has been whipped up into a frenzy. 16:22 to go here. A break.
It's the right call.
A break has gone Carolina's way through way of VAR. And they're waving goodbye to the Clemson player who has been sent away. I didn't quite see which one got.
Was it Galen Flynn?
Was it?
No, he looks like he's going back out. Can't tell who it was.
So we had a second yellow on number 3 for Clemson.
Their captain.
So that's Adam Lundegaard. Lundegaard, he had that little incident with Atienza. And so he got the yellow card there, and that was the second one. So he's gone. Looking to sub in for Carolina is number 22 for the Gamecocks. That would be Ted Cargill. Clemson huddling up here, 16:22 remaining. We're entering do-or-die time in this rivalry matchup.
This is game-changing for the Gamecocks. Having a man up on the other team is huge.
Absolutely. I mean, you saw what it led to. Obviously, it's very different opponents. When they played Winthrop got awarded that red card, and it completely changed the output of the game. And Carolina was able to get a flurry of goals out of it. And now, hey, these teams are starting to exchange some shoves and pushes even before play has started. As you get to these winding moments, the tension is high.
Especially in a rivalry like this.
Oh, yeah, these two teams. Clemson riding a 9-game win streak in the series. But we are. Yes, and now Clemson is going to back up. It'll be a free kick for Carolina here from just a bit in front of the midfield stripe to the right of the center circle. From Carolina's perspective, or from Clemson's perspective, for Carolina, who's going left to right, it'll be from the left of the center circle. And now it's going to be Begar. Begar with the free kick. He gets it on into the box. Bryce Griffith tried it. St. Juice didn't really collapse.
It's going to go through everyone.
Yeah, and it'll go to Ndema. Ndema playing it now for Clemson. And now Ndema, he's slowly walking it out, walking it. Bryce Griffith getting a little aggressive on his defensive play there. They'll get it over to Flynn. Flynn will try the through pass, but it will find nobody. But a racing Clemson Tiger is going to maybe be able to get to it, and he is. It's Trindle, and Trindle has it in the corner. In front of him is Nielsen. Nielsen with a great play there, and he's able to come away with it.
Strong by Nielsen.
Nielsen will keep it in before it's deflected right back to, I believe that's Flynn. But a sliding play by Nielsen. Oh, Nielsen with a tremendous effort here as he's still coming away with it, and they will
wins a foul.
They will call a foul on Clemson.
Huge play by Nielsen.
Nielsen with perhaps his best stretch as a Gamecock yet, putting it all on the line for this game against Clemson.
Winning the ball back twice in the span of 5 seconds, and then winning a foul for the Gamecocks in their own half.
And as time winds down, South Carolina is not going to take any time on these quick throw-ins and kicks, as that one's going to be deflected out of the touchline. Possession will remain with Carolina. They'll go for the quick throw-in to Begar. So the back line of Begar, Goldsworthy, and Nielsen. You got St. Juice. They're heading on that midline. He loves that right wing. As that'll be just played all the way down into the left corner of the Clemson attacking zone to really nobody, and possession will go back to the Tigers.
About as far away as a throw-in as you can have for Clemson, right by their right corner.
Yeah, South Carolina can't afford to play up, but you obviously don't want to get beat deep by one of Clemson's speedy. I mean, the thing is that Clemson can go way deep and have a fresh body here. But right now, Ethan Ballack harassing Harrison Myring as well, but possession will go back to Clemson for a throw-in. 14:34 remaining here in the game. It's 2-2, Carolina against Clemson. The quick throw-in for the Tigers. Really not so quick, as they're just going to try and get the best possible situation, but it will go straight to Carolina.
Pinball in the middle of the field here.
Yeah, I think that was Micah Habel with the play. And now they'll get it over to the left wing as running on is Flynn. Flynn has St. Juice in front of him. St. Juice matching him stride for stride, and St. Juice with the sliding tackle. And he knocks it out.
What a tackle.
What a play by St. Juice.
Last-ditch effort by St. Juice there.
Yeah, and he's able to interrupt that possession as the throw-in for Clemson. Trindle will go. They'll go behind, and it's called dead. It's called dead. No goal for Clemson. Oh, that would have been an all-time blunder.
Spectacular there from Trimnall.
Yeah, if
unfortunately, ball went out.
Yeah, if he was able to keep that in, Trimnall would have just maybe had the solo performance of the century.
Did a roulette in between two players.
We would have had the worst call maybe ever
because
we were so convinced that was out. But Clemson, possession goes back to South Carolina. That back line now for South Carolina trying to get it up. For the Gamecocks on the field, you have number 12, Sebastian Revenlow back out there, as well as Ethan Ballack, St. Juiced, Gabe Nickerson, Harrison Myring, the 2 goal scorers. Begar on that left midline. He'll get it down into the wing. That one sent into the box for Nickerson, but a header by Clemson is able to keep it away, but they'll get it back into the box. Griffith tried to box it out, and that was Okunlolu on the play. And then there's a call that will go against, I believe, Clemson, as Sebastian Revenlow was going for the header, trying to box him out, and the Clemson player just went over him. So that will be a foul on Clemson.
He knew what he was doing. He went right into him.
We have a combined 24 fouls in this game. Gabe Nickerson coming over to the coaches to get a little bit of hydration. It'll be a free kick for Carolina. Ethan Ballack playing it. And with 12:22 to go, you're really going to start counting your chances, your attempts to get something generated off of one of these. And Ethan Ballack will have it. He's going to kick it on into the box, and it's headed away by a Clemson Tiger, but coming back to it, it's going to be South Carolina, and Revenlow just sends that one skying up into the air, and Ndema will just pluck it with the mitts. And with 12 minutes to go, he's just going to loft this one all the way up to that left side. A little bit out in front, though. It's going to be St. Juice coming away with it for Carolina. And then a jersey pull as the ball will go out of the touchline and to South Carolina. So a great play by St. Juice there on Clemson's number 15, the captain, Alex Meinhardt, who had the first goal for Clemson. St. Juice will throw it in to Nielsen, who's really, I mean, he's played the whole game, and he's been pretty tremendous for Carolina. The same can be said for guys like Guillen for Clemson, Gorbet for the Tigers as well. Micah Habel playing it back to Begar. Begar over to Revenlow. Revenlow has St. Just on that right wing. He's going to get it over to Nielsen. Nielsen surveying. He also has, he's going to send that one on net, but a little bit wide, and it'll go out of play. And Ndema will get to it. That was an interesting choice by Nielsen.
Carolina looking for that long ball a bit too much, especially with this high line that the Tigers are playing.
And you think about how Carolina has scored their goals. It's been getting it onto the goal line and then centering pass or getting it mucked up in the goal box or in the box. And they just haven't really gotten a lot of that so far in this game.
No, the through ball hasn't really been on this game. Maybe something different with this new look up top with Griffith and Myring playing off of each other, but the through ball hasn't come to anything so far this game.
And Ndema's going to send it the length of the field, almost headed away by a Carolina Gamecock, and a Clemson player got to it and knocked it to Ballack, and there will be a foul called on Clemson. So possession will go back to Carolina with 10.5 minutes left in this game. Begar with it, playing it up to Gabe Nickerson. Begar cross field to Nielsen. Nielsen playing it down to St. Just. St. Just with it. He has, I believe that is Griffith trying to get the edge. And he will be able to play it at least to St. Just. St. Just has it now. He's got someone crashing on net. He tried to get through to Micah Habel, but he wasn't quite able to. But he comes away with it. And they'll call a foul on South Carolina.
It's the right call, but he sold it very well.
Yeah, mine hard. You know, hey, trick of the tray there for the captain for the Clemson Tigers, as it'll be, I think, Ndema playing the ball. So we have under 10 minutes to go here. As we have someone heading to the scorers table for Carolina. It's number 19, Martin Yashia, who has not played at all in this game. So Carolina trying to get some fresh bodies out there. St. Just with a nice header there off the deep pass, and it'll go out of the touchline back to Carolina. And so that'll be Martin Yashia subbing in for Bryce Griffith, I believe. And it will be Bryce Griffith, who's played very well, I think, so far, especially defensively. But they're going to get Yashia in there for maybe a little bit more size.
We talked about it in the first half, how Griffith brings such a different dynamic to that front line of the Gamecocks.
And now they can get Myring up there, who really, I mean, he's a one-man army up there.
Target man.
Yeah, being able to he controls his body so well. Griffith, you know, getting some much deserved applause on the sideline.
Griffith really playing that false nine role amazingly, getting the ball to his teammates after they play it up to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And Begar is going to send this one the length of the field, trying to get it down there, and it will bounce towards a Gamecock. Sebastian Revenlow coming away with it. He'll play it to Nielsen. Nielsen will send it back to Habel. Habel will get it to Goldsworthy. Goldsworthy over to Begar on the left mid-stripe. They'll play it down to the wing to Gabe Nickerson. Nickerson with it. He'll play it off of a Clemson Tiger. Try to get past him, and he will. Gabe Nickerson has it in the left box, but he can't quite get the edge. And
I thought it was a corner.
They will not award
goal
the
kick for Clemson.
They will not award the corner for South Carolina. It will be a goal kick for the Tigers. You know, we're getting a whole lot of nothing right now, it seems like, because, you know, ever since that weird goal by Clemson, it feels like a lot of the life and energy and the momentum of this game has just been kind of stunted.
Yeah, it started to get a little bit like chippy as well.
Yeah, the game started slowing down, and now Ndema will play it. A booming kick down into the Carolina zone, but coming away with it is Nickerson. But Clemson, it's Yoshizawa will be able to wrestle possession away. Before the Gamecocks seemingly got it back, but Yoshizawa coming away with it now on the right wing. He's got Begar in front of him. Yoshizawa surveying splits through the wickets, playing it down to Gai. And Gai looking to get the edge on Nickerson, but Nickerson shuts it down perfectly.
Passionately yells to the crowd. That meant a lot to him.
He's trying to get this crowd, I think, more into it. Everyone's
especially
kind of
these last 7 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, you got under 8 to go here in regulation between number 1 Clemson and South Carolina. The Gamecocks looking to break this streak of losses. And it'll be a goal kick for Carolina. Vistier will just knock it on over to the right to Nielsen. Of course, you still have Nielsen, Goldsworthy, and Begar back there. Up in the midfield area, you have Nickerson, Habel, Revenlow, St. Just, Ballack, Harrison Myring playing that center position. as well as number 19, Martin Yashia, who just checked in. So the Gamecock going with a lot of size up there. I think they're going to try and go for maybe a header or just clog up the box. That one will be played down to St. Juice, but it found Galen Flynn, who headed it. But St. Juice was able to make a play on it, kept it in. Nielsen now, as we hit about 7 minutes to go here. That'll be Hable trying to chip it in over the head of the Tigers. Harrison Myring had a chance, but he hit the calf of the Clemson Tiger, and Clemson will send it away. They'll try to get it out, but it's kept in by Andrew Goldsworthy with a nice header.
Blocked on the 6-yard line, or the 6-yard box, sorry.
And
important block by that Clemson player. I missed who it was.
Yeah, as that one was missed, it missed everybody in the pass, and Clemson will come away with a throw in deep in their own corner under the scoreboard, which shows 6:35 to play in this one. It's 2-2, which I might just be cursed to call 2-2 ties for the rest of time, Zander, after the North Florida game. But Clemson will come away with possession. But
this one's more impressive, I feel.
He'll trip down, and it'll be a foul call against Clemson. And so now South Carolina with an opportunity. It'll be a free kick for Carolina, Ethan Ballack. And they're going to now go with a little bit of a two-man setup over here. That's Begard. You got St. Juice.
St. Juice urging them to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to press and just give Clemson an opportunity just to win this game.
Carolina's got 6-7 guys in their box.
Yeah, I think you know what the game plan is right now for South Carolina. They're going to try and get it down there, but it's blocked out masterfully by the Tigers. Micah Hable will get it over to that left wing. They're going to try and put it on, but it was deflected and then headed away by a Clemson Tiger in the box.
Ooh, that's a terrible challenge.
And now they'll
the
get it away, and it'll be a yellow card on Gabe Nickerson after an interesting play, So now with about 5 minutes and 39 seconds to go, the clock will stop. 2-2. You're really, how many more opportunities are you going to get in this one? As we have another sub coming on for Carolina. It's Ted Cargill coming back into the game after we saw him, I think, in the waning moments of that first half. And Ndema is going to kick it all the way up, and the clock didn't start.
We thought we were going to get Cargill earlier when Velasquez Lopez was slowing down, but he sent him right back to the bench.
Yeah, and so the clock didn't start, so we'll replay that. Ndema now with the kick from where the foul occurred. And so Ndema with the kick, he'll send it the length, looking for a break there. But Gabe Nickerson's going to head it out. Possession will stay with Clemson. They'll go for the throw-in. And the clock will stop for the substitution at 5:28 to go.
Cargill will come in for Ballack.
Yeah, Cargill. So Ballack played the whole night, it seemed. Just couldn't quite get anything going. He generated some nice chances, but they're just going to try to get some fresh legs on there. Maybe try and pack it in, not allow anything. Cargill, a bigger body than Ballack. The Tigers with the throw in now. It's 2-2. 5:28 remaining. Clock will start as the ball enters play. They'll play it down. That's going to get to Yoshizawa. Yoshizawa coming away with it. They get it up to Gabe. Gabe over to Geen. Geen with Hable on him. Yoshizawa plays it over to Wahab. Wahab with Nickerson. Wahab making a move. Wahab dancing in. An centering pass and a great block. But it's back to Clemson. Geen with a play. And it's blocked. As Yashia with a block. And now Carolina coming away with it.
Carolina breaking with St. Juice on this right side.
It'll be St. Juice. They'll try to play it up to the new player on the field, or would have been Harrison Myring, but it'll be a throw-in for Carolina. They'll try to take advantage with under 5 to go. Harrison Myring will slow things down as Clemson is complaining about something.
Cargill just coming on now, but kind of slowing down the tempo, telling his teammates, we have some time.
To set
Not a lot, but we have some time to set something up.
Yeah, you'd rather try and generate a great chance than rush and then,
Absolutely.
Give Clemson something out of the chaos. It will be Andrew Goldsworthy. So, the shift in strategy, South Carolina looking to go a lot more with these stronger throw-ins, trying to just lob it towards the box, see if they can get deflection out in front. It'll be Goldsworthy. Goldsworthy puts it on, and it'll be headed away by a Clemson Tiger, but kept by Revenlow, who's able to sky this one off of a Clemson Tiger. Trindle is coming out hard.
That is a horrible, horrible challenge by Trimnell.
And Trimnell will get called for the foul, And it will
Rightfully
be
so.
a yellow card on Clemson.
He was not even trying for the ball there.
Trimnell came out there and literally, it was like a Cam Chancellor, here comes the boom highlight reel.
Yeah.
And with 4:07 to go, it'll be yet another yellow card
Saw
for the
flashes
Tigers.
of Sean Taylor in the Pro Bowl there.
Yeah. So just a good challenge there, however, by the Gamecocks to keep possession and, get the foul call. 4:07 remaining in this one. The Gamecocks, hey, you just got to get a shot on, man. If you get one shot could change everything. It'll be a free kick, and Goldsworthy will just play it over to Begar. And that one will be lofted deep in. It's got Harrison Myring on the right side. Myring, it had Ndema out of the net, and that one will come out of the touchline. Atienza is incensed. And possession will go back to Clemson. Yeah, I think South Carolina really had a chance there with Ndema coming way out of the goal. If Myring could have just gotten anything on it to just try and center it.
Yeah, it was very close there for Myring.
And now possession's going to come all the way back out as precious time is ticking away. 3:30 to go here in regulation, and Ndema will kick it, and that one will just go way out of bounds. Section. And so, a nice twist of fate as Ndema just almost sent that one up to us.
Just shanked it.
And now it'll be a throw-in for Carolina. It'll be Nielsen getting it to Goldsworthy. Goldsworthy will send it over to Begar. Begar on the left side with Goldsworthy in the middle, Nielsen on the right. He'll try to, they were just out of sync there, I think, Begar.
Excuse that one.
And then Begar, almost losing it to Guillen. Guillen is pressuring him violently, and Guillen comes away with it. Begar with shades of the North Florida game as Guillen is racing away, and then Begar goes down, and Guillen is taking on the entire Gamecock team as the rest of Clemson has finally showed up.
Begar is still down on that left side. And
Flynn is going to try and play it on, but it'll be deflected. St. Just trying to come away with it, but Flynn will somehow come out of it, and he'll make a nice little fake there. And the attempt at a give and go by Clemson, it will go out of play, out of the touchline.
Clock will stop here to see what's going on with Jonah Begar, number 13, on that left side for Carolina.
Absolutely. It looks like it might just be maybe a cramp. Yeah,
he's been out there all night.
They're going for the stretches. Not the stretchers. They're just stretching him. But, 2:30 to go. I mean, how many chances do you realistically have left in you? You got to give everything you got here. Both sides, of course. Nobody wants to tie in a rivalry game. And, of course, Carolina, the glory of winning versus number one as opposed to just tying them. Clemson, of course, trying to avoid the tie. The only one tie ever in this series back in 2000. And now, stretching, of course, Begar looks like he's staying on.
It's going to continue.
Yeah, I mean, and now it'll be I think a throw-in for Clemson. If they would get, anything kind of set up, nobody really knows what's going on.
It's going to be a throw for Clemson. Nielsen played it out last.
Yep, and they will finally realize that they need to go over there. Had like 4 Tigers yelling at number 15, Alex Meinhard. Meinhard plays it down to Guillen. Guillen accosted by St. Just, and then Meinhard will get it in the corner.
He'll win a corner for the Tigers.
And he'll knock it into the corner.
This is why you were saying earlier that they're trying to bring in those bigger, more stronger guys, because as the time ticks down, long balls are going to be played, crosses are going to be put in, so hopefully these substitutions for the Gamecocks can prove to do that.
Absolutely. And for Clemson, this is the best chance you've had in a while to try and get a win here. The corner kick, of course, coming. They'll send it on, looking for a deflection out front, and it's headed away by the Gamecocks. Racing to it is Wahab. And Wahab will just let it go out of touch line for a throw-in, a quick throw-in. They'll get a centering pass, but it's deflected out in front. Now coming away with it is Carolina, but a miscommunication there will lead it to go out. Martin Yoshia trying to play it up, and it will go to a Clemson Tiger. Yoshizawa with it.
Oh.
And Guillen with a nice move on Yoshia. Guillen trying now to get around the new guy, Cargill. Cargill trying to shield off the Clemson Tiger there in the far, far corner of this field from where we're standing. And, coming away with it is a corner kick for Clemson. So with 1:20 to go for South Carolina, you're not.
You got to hope to get at least one more shot on goal here just to try to win it.
But a corner kick coming for Clemson, a chance for all the glory.
But first they must defend this corner kick.
You can't be stuck thinking ahead. You lost on a corner kick, or you lost the lead on a corner kick against North Florida. 1 minute remaining here in regulation against number 1 Clemson. The South Carolina Gamecocks led 2-1, but Clemson tied it on a weird, maybe offsides play. The corner kick is headed away and out of play, and possession will be a corner throw-in for Clemson. So possession will stay with the Tigers on the corner throw-in. Under 40 seconds to go here in Columbia, and the Gamecocks just looking to maybe
just stop whatever is.
Yeah, protect. You got to at least protect the tie. St. Jude's plays it away, and finally possession will come back to Carolina.
For Carolina with
24
seconds left.
Yeah, 20 seconds remaining. The Gamecocks are going to try and get out and running. Vistier coming out with it. He's going to try. He'll play it up to Begar. Begar with it. 15 seconds. The Gamecocks looking for it. They're going to play it all the way up. They're going to try it for Martin Yoshia. They can't quite get to it. Under 10 seconds to go. That one, Clemson just kicks it up into the nether realm as they seem content with the tie. And Clemson playing for the tie pretty much exemplifies how they played all night.
Collapse on the field after a very tough battle.
Yeah, that'll do it here from Stonefield. South Carolina has tied number 1 Clemson.
For them, that's a great result. Clemson should be coming out of this game with a little bit more, they're hoping. But a great result for the Gamecocks as they tie 2-2 with Clemson.
Yeah, and so for South Carolina, you had the chance to win, and an interesting call, no call happened, and then a weird bounce. And, in theory, you're okay with the tie. If you told many Carolina fans before the game, would you be okay with tying number 1 Clemson? I think they'd be like, yeah. It's just the way they got to it with, all the calls. And for Clemson, I think you'd be pretty disgusted. They did not play super well.
Definitely not. They definitely did not look like the best team in the nation as they're ranked.
They drew the penalty kick and then scored off of it. It was a great play. And then other than that, they played very good defense. They did not seem to be pressing for the win very much. And so, the second tie ever in the Palmetto Series between the Carolina Gamecocks and the Clemson Tigers. Next home game for Carolina will be against Belmont. They will also travel to face Jacksonville State, however, next time out. For Clemson, they start ACC play, going pretty much across the country to Palo Alto on the farm to take on number 13 Stanford. As the crowd is filing out here, it was a great crowd, great atmosphere. You're just left, it's a bittersweet feeling. You didn't lose, but you had a chance at so much more.
So you go back to that Nickerson chance early in the game, or early in the second half, sorry. It just kind of went sky wide. He was one-on-one with Andema.
Yeah, as the team's lingering in on the field, we'll just wrap up our post-game here. Zander, your thoughts on the game as a whole for Carolina and where they stand, heading into the rest of their schedule?
I think that they should be pretty proud of this performance, especially against Clemson, ranked number 1, reigning national champions. I think that they played to the level of their competition, and I think that that's good. For Clemson, I think they're going to be disappointed, especially as they start ACC play next week against Stanford, another ranked opponent for them. But I think a great result for the Gamecocks. I think Clemson comes out of here wishing they had gotten one more goal.
Yeah, and, for the Gamecocks, as they stick around for the alma mater at this packed-out performance by the Gamecock faithful, you just feel for guys like Harrison Meyering who played their hearts. They got a goal, no decision. For Clemson, of course, it's tough, but, at least you preserve the undefeated streak in this series. The Gamecock team getting a round of applause on the field. They just put their hearts out there tonight. And, dubious factors outside of their control. So I think that's going to do it here from Stone Stadium. For SGTV, I'm JP Barry. He's Zander Collins. Shout out to Micah Rhoades and Tyler Perrone for the technical side of things. And we will catch you at the next home game against Belmont September 7th. But for SGTV, good night, Carolina.
Good night, folks.